thing. Okay. Hello. Welcome. Should be live to session 76 of Beast in the Timetwist.
And this time we have a special guest, and he's already waving to the camera.
Hello.
Wow.
I wasn't here last time, but I'm here now.
You won't believe what happened last time, Snapdragon.
We finally have somebody to play Cashmere, so Namo doesn't have to play two characters.
Finally.
Now he'll finally stop going off and like running away from the party. Okay, I'm done.
It only happened like 4 times. Come on.
That's true, I know.
That only happened once a week for 4 years.
Where's my water? I'm gonna grab my water, but someone can recap if they want.
I haven't done it in a while. Okay. The battle resumed. The trenches were all not too active because most of them were all hiding in their little hidey holes. Some bombs were blowing up. We were trying to lead them, but then we kind of stopped actually really leading them around because it just took too long. We got impatient and we just wanted to blow shit up. Eventually, General Orthiar had made his appearance, and he's able to make some of the bombs re-explode, though in a much significantly reduced radius, so it was actually surprisingly manageable. He called in a couple of lieutenants to help, who were a bit seemingly more dangerous than him, at the very least, with how we had things set up, so we kind of ganged up on him first, and then worked on taking out the other 2 lieutenants. I think Alex just like completely massacred one of them, and then Cashmere just pummeled the hell out of the general, knocking him out. We proclaimed his body for all to see, told them all to lay their arms down. The other general or lieutenant here was kind of like very spitefully like, yeah, whatever. And we planned to take the general away and deal with him.
Okay. Sounds right to me. Okay, you can see the map, you can see the trenches. This is how things were mere moments ago. Things are still very much happening. The mules and the Koi Allegiance have all piled into this weak point, this climactic area. The mules are pushing through, combat still happening, fighting still happening. The lieutenant, now commander, has said to keep fighting because their timelines will be rewound or some such nonsense, question mark. A line has kind of formed and held at the fire trench in response to the mule advance, but perhaps not for long thanks to new items and a huge morale boost. And all have seen you, the Hunted Five, as some would call you, or at least Turner and Alex, doing some coy shenanigans. What is each person doing in this moment?
How active is... Sorry, how active is the fighting still?
Very.
Okay. Go ahead, Beagle.
Yeah, Wade is at the front of the line shouting very nebulous military commands, like very ambiguous ones, like go, 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 take the right flank, and so on and so forth.
And it is done.
Yeah, and it's all like slow motion.
Crim is roaring and uses the passive thing of his storm catchers to glow to get the attention of people in the air, to get people attention on the ground from the air to glance up, so that they may see the message that he had written using skywriting, saying that your general has fallen, flee.
Allegiance, flee, you have lost. The general is dead.
Yeah.
Orthiar's unconscious, stabilized body is
still flying away with the general, just as a reminder.
You're flying away with him. You're no longer kind of parading him for everyone to see.
I mean, he's definitely flying like horizontally, such that they can still see him being carried. But if that line advances or tries to follow, Crim will gain elevation or fly away or some such to. Basically, he's trying to make it so that they know that he's not just making this up, but also that they can't get him back.
Got it.
Okay, I think Turner...
Crim will say, by the way, catch up to me. I have the general.
Okay. Turner will just kind of go and try to assist with the cleanup. He'll do his best not to actually kill anyone, but you know, if things are happening, then things happen, and magic is hard to contain.
Okay.
I don't know if I have any anything I can do currently to like passively affect groups of them, since mass suggestion is no longer an option currently. I gotta save that spell slot as an emergency. What's the lieutenant doing?
I believe you had bound them, and I think it was a girl. She was saying to keep fighting, even though she herself is not.
Okay, then maybe what I will do actually instead is
Okay.
I still have a fair bit of spell slots and actually I think many sorcery points, so I'll try to compel her through an like an upcharge by 2 ranks suggestion. Since I'm out of first through thirds, I got to use a 4th level, and heightening it, saying that your people are dying, and so will you if this continues. Do you think it might be best to spare them, or best to have them stand down?
She says flatly, no.
She just immune to the
Magic.
spell?
No, the magic is asking her to do something that's contrary to her goals or personal values, so it does not work,
Jeez, okay.
unfortunately.
Well, that's what I can do, so I'll pass to the next person.
Okay, so then you start helping, I assume, the mules.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, if it's contrary to our values, that means they're great for killing.
Cashmere and Alex doing anything in particular?
They have been
Yeah.
I'll let Alex go
magically
first.
assured.
Alex and the for whatever time they have remaining, the conjured animal swarm will work on trying to clear these out.
Okay.
Like Turner, I'm gonna try to go for non-lethal here. So Alex is still wild shaped into that giant brick. That's
Yeah.
the form he's using. Yeah, he's going to try to avoid actually killing people, though.
Okay.
So for Cashmere, I'd say after the general went down and lieutenants were bound and all that, he would have stopped for a moment, sitting down and like just hoping it would end. But then he notices that it isn't, and in his frustration, he gets back up and just trudges through the trenches and takes down as many as he can, just whacking them as like plainly as possible.
Okay. Fair enough. Then as you all keep doing this, because you continue to help, at least most of you, with the actual fighting, the mules continue to push forward and indeed seize the trenches. The enemies keep falling back. More and more eyes are upturned towards you, Crim, and the general you carry in your talons. Seeing the message in the sky, despair falls upon one half of the fighting forces. And the Koi Allegiance fighters here, as they fall back, there's calls to rally, and it's not like they're, oh gosh, we're all gonna die. It's more like, you gotta keep up this fight, but in a different spot, and they're re-rallying more towards the northeast.
I could have
Are you
turned.
sensitive?
How much are we like actively like affecting things with our choices here, or is there just kind of like a general gist of what's going on? Because I don't want to get too specific if it's like not gonna really amount to anything.
I mean, if you stop helping, it seems like still the mules are going to be successful, but you might save a life or two. But the battle has been decided.
Okay, I guess what I would maybe what Turner could do actively with like his current capabilities is like maybe try to like see the direction that they're going to, maybe try to like either slow them down or cut them off with like a with like a stone wall or something like that to just kind of
like fuck with their formations.
Mm-hmm. Maybe cut some of them off, isolate.
Do you do this so that they can be better killed by the mules?
Well, what seems to be their morale?
Pretty diminished. They're falling back, but they're not just fleeing the battle entirely.
Yeah, so it's not a rout, it's just a retreat.
Yeah. I think that's the term, yeah. Okay.
Then maybe what he'll try to do, since they're still fighting, he's trying to end this quickly. Yeah, he'll just try to like contain them, and then maybe suggest to someone who looks like someone on their side who maybe has some authority, saying advise them to stand down because they have nowhere to flee.
You're advising that to who? Sorry, someone on the mules authority?
Someone who looks like on the mule side, who advise them, the enemies to stand down, and they'll be spared.
Roll a perception check.
I'm not good at those. I think it's +1. Yeah. 6.
6. The battlefield's chaotic. You don't see anyone who seems to be in charge. It's not slaughter, but there are high emotions. People are fighting. There's no one who's commanding someone that you spot or hear.
Okay.
I figure without their general giving commands, their general organization is kind of like really bad, and that's why the mules also have a huge up right now.
Okay. Well, maybe they'll take it upon themselves to stand down, and maybe less lives will be spared in the process. Turner did his best, though.
A few minutes pass. Your efforts continue, breaking their forces apart even further, taking out those who seem more particularly powerful. Soon the battle is decided. Even further. Super decided, if you will.
I guess
Yeah.
If just as a small thing, I thought everyone was gonna flee, but if they're not fleeing, Crim would have just come back briefly, like still in the distance, but doing pot shots with his breath weapon, not at people, but like right in front of them to stagger them.
Dance.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think at this point, like if it's not exactly like a rout or like a breakthrough, like Wade's main concern would be like overextending our advance and like getting you a situation where it's more precarious. So I think after a while he'd like encourage like, come on lads, let's dig in here. We've taken this sector. Like just like take what they have.
Okay.
Among the battle, on the Allegiance side, did anyone demonstrate time powers? I get the feeling we'll have a few extra prisoners of war, if so.
Not that you could see. There were flashy effects, all sorts of magical or supernatural abilities come out in the battlefield in force, but nothing that seemed time-related.
It'd be so funny if Crim ever goes up against people en masse, and he can tell who has a time power based on when their powers don't ping his magic sense.
Yeah. So with Wade encouraging even more overextension, like don't stop here, we gotta take even more trenches and push them, like you guys maybe continue to fight and push them back a mile or two until it's way past the standstill point and more in the things are not entrenched here, and really make sure that the Allegiance individuals, the infantry, are not having a place to stop and rest. They have to just keep retreating.
Yeah, and I think after a point it would be kind of the opposite, where like he'd be more worried about like some sort of counterattack, like pushing all of us back. So eventually he would ask them to like dig in and just take what we have.
Okay. Well, that all calms down bit by bit, and eventually you hear another voice also issuing commands more people, and at this point, Turner, you do see a gangly mountain goat who looks very young, younger than even Wade. And as he spots all of you and his smile widens and widens further, he looks so grateful despite the dirt on his face and the blood kind of staining his wet little mountain goat beard. You're the Hunted Five. Why are you here? This is so delightful. Thank you so much.
Is that to all of us, or just...
Yeah, I assume you guys are loosely findable.
Yeah. Well, the whole point is that you never expect special forces.
Thanks for the rallying hand, Wade. Wait, you are no longer in disguise, right? Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to make a statement here.
Perhaps you're saying we should dig in at this territory they last held, and we struck the blow. We can hold it. Maybe even
Yeah.
move the Mule's HQ to this location, eh?
Yes, yeah. The bastards will be back now that we've gotten their attention. We don't want to counterattack to lose all of this. Sure.
Maybe not put all of our most valuable forces right in the front.
Right you are. And the Allegiance still controls the sea. It's not like there's no other Allegiance activity throughout both. They could come even from behind, so we'll dig in here for now, at least for the night.
Fine work. If nothing else, this advance has brought us time to get to the end of all this.
And you have brought us gear? I mean, did you have help? How did you... Any gestures to, like, the outfitting of the front runners?
It was a combined effort from one of your frenemies, we'll call them, at this point.
Yeah. We could say it was borrowed, in the most literal sense.
You see some of the people who were at the vaults with you. Ray Me, the Hummingbird, Dax, Sasha, Parado in the distance, kind of pulling a sword out from a limp body. One of them murmurs, yeah, in concert. They're in concert helped, believe it or not.
Wouldn't have been possible without them, in fact.
Yeah, that's the only reason we had the intelligence for this op.
Huh. Interesting. Well,
Why don't
that's
we
something. As word spreads, like in concert help? What?
Why don't we pay it forward to them? Gather those who look like they're on their last leg and bring them around to me. And while that's going, Doc, what were you saying?
I was going to say, for this conversation, Alex has exited Wild Shape.
Okay.
He'd also
like,
mention, even those from the other side, if you could, just make sure they are properly bound if they are still breathing.
Ooh. Make a
Wait, help me.
persuasion or intimidation check?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we have seen those with their powers, even after they were very clearly defeated, still take suicidal pot shots at us, and they cost them their lives. Rather not repeat that.
Okay. If he's helping you, you could roll with advantage, Joni.
Best I can do. Is that a 13? Let's go ahead and resolve that lower one. Let's just see what I can do. Ooh, that's an 18.
18. There's a lot of people who turn to this mountain goat in command, like, you really gonna let them do that? And he's like, all right, rally all who are not dead. You heard them. They've got some plans and they made this happen, so least we can do is honor their requests.
Yeah. He's basically gonna ask for those who are look like they're the closest to death on both sides.
Okay. It takes a few minutes, and then he would still rather do less savory things to the fallen. But those who are obeying and in earshot, pull bodies, have them over the shoulder, and soon you've got a bunch of wounded and dying people. Many are in the holy-looking uniforms, not looking so holy right now, and many are just ragtag, not quite uniform of the mules.
Okay, and as they are, let me check out the flavor for this. God, what would the spirits of this look like? Basically, get them all within like a 30-foot radius around himself, and some little weird spirits kind of seem to surround Turner and around them, as he uses his clockwork cavalcade feature to for a total of 75 HP divided amongst them all to maybe a bit more for the ones that are friendly to just patch up, just to give them all 1 HP or more.
Okay.
To save them from death.
How about that?
What does it look like?
You just used it, so take my resolve.
Oh, thanks. Well, the way that it's said you can summon spirits of order to expunge disorder around you. I don't know, maybe maybe like a bunch of like little clock watches around them. I don't know.
Do you want it to be something that is sort of divine, like you're drawing from order type energy from the most ordered planes of the universe?
So something like that will work. I should have thought more about this.
Motorons or something.
Yeah. Okay. So there's little splits that appear in the air and very rigid forms pour through, all translucent, moving in this perfect crystalline structure around you as you are the focus of it. And with that order comes not the chaos and ugliness of death and dying and body systems failing, but instead stability. And they all stabilize, at least.
Mhm.
And,
Like I said, he does-
one more thing for people to murmur about as they watch you guys.
He does a little more, like I said, for the mule side, but yeah, at the very least, not gonna be any more people dying here if they can help it.
Yeah. Fine work, Corman.
Oh, were you saying that to Turner or to the Mountain Goat?
To Turner.
Oh, okay. The Mountain Goat says, "I'm General Ryzok, by the way. I'm General Ryzok. I don't have a whole bunch of... What do you call those things that go on the shoulder and accomplishments?
Epaulets? Or...
Yeah, he says, I don't have
Accolades?
accolades either, but yeah. Can we repay you for... This was a standstill for a long time.
You can continue. Oh, well, someone will speak.
It's not like you're in the mule's command. You're just sort of free agents that did this with an in-concert help too. It's fascinating.
Yes, we've been trying to bring all of them together.
There's-
Go on.
It's more or less proof that you guys can get a lot accomplished if you focus on your goals in your own way together.
Right. Well, once we...
If there's anything you can do to repay us, I guess it'd be to consider that a little more. I know it seems impossible, but we just proved otherwise. I don't know, sometimes you need some new thinking.
So they helped you guys get this and helped you get here and distribute all of this. Is that what you're saying?
They
Turner
helped a
nods.
lot with that. I don't think we would have been able to accomplish any of this without that kind of help.
All right. Well, everyone, can the jokes about in concert in the bunks and at the barracks, and let's give them some respect, because a lot of us
That
would be
implies
dead or in these
so
trenches
many
for
things.
moons more if it weren't for them.
Or at least keep the jabs in good spirits. He kind of like nudges Wade, or not Wade. Wow, I forgot my own backstory character's name. Cole.
Yeah. Cole's doing okay. He's got some smiles. There's definitely some points of recognition, more to him than at you guys in regards to
Turner's fine with
SHL.
that.
Cole said last session something to the effect of, "Yeah, I'm not doing this again." he got a taste of war, and he's like, "Nah, good."
Speaking of... Go ahead.
And perhaps we can have your anecdotes when we're talking further to the future leaders of these two organizations of what they can accomplish.
Right. All right, well, when we send a messenger bird back to HQ, or if we move HQ here, whatever happens, we'll let them know everything. If you could give us a bit more detail to report once things have calmed down even further. Speaking of jabs, there are some people going up to the general in your custody, Crim, and perhaps assuming he's dead or should be dead, many are trying to jab him with rapiers or spitting on him, calling him names.
Yeah, Crim will kind of stand up and say, "Oh, hang on. We kind of need to talk still. He's alive, kind of. For now."
It's like, he's alive? He's alive?
He won't be
For
going back on
now,
the.
it's-
He won't be going back on the field.
Yeah, one way or the other. We're taking his time power, that's for sure.
A sloth slowly approaches. She is in the rough colors of the mules, and people seem to recognize her as she takes her time but arrives and says, I am Grath, the Resolute. Soso-Dola, the head mule, assigned me to be the one to take the power, should the general be finally dispatched. I am the one who is in waiting, the one deemed resolute enough to never use such a gift.
Never use, huh?
Well, we accomplished what we did today without it. What say you all?
I think Doc really wanted it.
It's like kind of a shame to let it go to waste, don't you think?
What Alex means is, well, I'm sure some of you saw what had been demonstrated, not by the general, but by us.
Parado,
other
the uplifted seal is suddenly by your side. Hey, yeah, there's some new ideas floating around. We all know that, especially those who were coming from HQ more recently before this deployment. You saw what they did. That was no waste, was it? But in general, the mules have like surprised and confused expressions at this change over. I forget the word.
Crim glances at the others. Figure telepathy is down by now, but he will kind of like tilt his head like, is this where we fess up? Our reputation cannot possibly be higher at this moment.
Wade gives a content little shrug.
You saw that pillar of darkness, right?
Yeah, I saw it. What was that?
It was a time power that I have.
The power
I'm
over,
using it
I guess,
very,
day and night?
very sparingly. I mean, I'd like to think I'm still myself. I think circumstances have changed all of us to some degree, but
For what it's worth, he's always kind of like this, and in fact, after he used the time power, he actually seemed less likely to use it.
yeah, I'm not about to demonstrate that again.
You can tell this is a bit of a battle that you will have to fight uphill. The general reaction you're getting amongst all these soldiers who you've just freed from this standstill is like surprise and a little dismay, if at the same time being cowed by your presence, what you've done, and the fact that you've wielded time powers. There's some people talking, those of you who aren't doing the talking here might hear at this periphery, like Cashmere and Turner especially, like, are we sure they're not crazy? And they said they had guidance from In-Concert. Maybe In-Concert was controlling them.
Really?
Cashmere will step forward at this point, and he'll announce to the crowd, okay, who wants to see another demonstration? Anybody?
We should be,
How-
I mean, I know
Lots
what
of
you're
hands
trying
go
to
up.
prove, Cash, but it's kind of sacrilege, you know? I mean, whatever it be called.
Well, we gotta break some rules eventually. Here, he pointed to one of them.
No,
Who do you point at?
Which one? Give me one that volunteered.
We'll say the first hand to go up was a chipmunk who is missing her left arm and has a huge hammer in her right arm that's like stained with blood. She looks amped.
oh god.
Cashmere motions her forward. Here, I want. Tell me your name first.
Oh, my name's Etch. Honored to meet you.
Right, Etch. So I want you to take note of me right now, and I want to take note of yourself. And I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder. Do you trust me?
Yes.
Great.
You know, Cash, we could probably do one of the time powers that are less invasive if you're worried about that.
It'll be fine, Crim. And he puts his hand on his shoulder, and in a blink of light, a second one appears. Of her.
Okay, and what was your intent with this double?
Just to show that he himself, Cashmere, is fine afterwards, and that this copy he makes is on their side, basically.
Yeah, you summon a double that says time powers are great.
She comes from a timeline where time powers are just the best thing ever.
No, it's like she comes from a timeline like 10 minutes in the future. It's like, oh yeah, we talked, and it actually was pretty convincing.
Yeah. When was the last time you used this time power? 'Cause I think it was recently.
A while ago. No, actually,
it was a long time ago that this one was used.
Session 69, I have it noted.
Damn.
Several fights.
Several fights back in the vault, yeah.
Okay, then another one just like her with the same pattern of bloodstains on the hammer. Probably was in the same battle, close enough timeline, if that is exactly indeed how it works. So they kind of look at each other, a little surprised. And there's some gasps from everyone around. That
Quick,
didn't look like
whisper,
illusion.
Quick, whisper something to the other one that only you know.
Okay. She thinks, so then does a little whisper and ears twitch, and they both like do the Spider-Man meme.
Oh my god. Well,
Cashmere will say, "You see, and I'm perfectly fine, perfectly well of mind. I can't use this again for a while though, because last time I did that,
He was very grumpy.
yeah, that.
and then I think during that, since it's 6 seconds, they just vanish right then.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
one turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little hard to explain. I have notes for the smart people who do notes. I can show some logging that I have of this, because, you know, we were told that, oh, using time powers makes you crazy, but from what we've seen, at least for us, at least for some people, it's not permanent as long as you very rarely and very sparingly use it. Like twice in a row, bad idea. But once every so often, I'll have to look at my notes for the specifics, it really just wears off. It's the people who abuse it who go crazy, and we don't know if you can recover, because usually they're so crazy that you kind of have to kill them to get rid of the powers, and it's
Like,
a whole
yeah,
thing.
kill them.
We can try to insist with another argument. Since she tries to step up, holds his arms out. Since the beginning of our little group, the Haunted Five has functioned as a circle of accountability. And all of us with our combined efforts could defeat any one of us, even with our powers. And just so as in concert and the mules shall hold the Mad Tyrant Scrooge accountable, so too can they hold anybody else who has these time powers and uses them for good to make sure they stay on the righteous path.
And for what it's worth, we are also trying to find a way to get rid of them, right?
I don't have any plans on keeping this indefinitely. I would like to get rid of it at some point.
Yeah,
But
same.
for the time being, no pun intended,
It's hard to
we
avoid.
kind of, considering what we're up against, we need to use whatever we have at our disposal.
Wrath the Resolute Sloth looks puzzled, like she was part of a stage play and the play is going differently than what her script said, so now she like doesn't know what to do, so just sort of like backs down. Cole says something like, yeah, and they've got my approval too, the jock, and it's like, hey, from the crowd. But no roles from you guys are needed because you've explained it multiple ways. People are saying, yeah, I mean, that's Alex seems like he is fine, and yeah, so does Cashmere. Like, oh, well, they'll need some formal psychological evaluation. Isn't that how it works after you are taken in and blah, blah, blah. But as word is spread and they're talking it out, people seem pretty okay with this.
And when sensing the fervor of wartime people who are just coming out of battle, Crim will make sure to emphasize, like, and by the way, if you have time powers, don't go crazy with them. We'll need to go over lots of specifics, lots of precautions, and also don't get my dad upset. Things like that. Trying to remind them, hey, don't drink beer at the bar and get drunk and all that.
Yeah. One comment in the crowd particularly catches your attention, and it seems like a sentiment that'll be shared. Like, not upset, so? They're doing exactly what he doesn't want. They don't seem very upset by this sentiment either.
I'll try to talk to him so he lightens up. He can get like this. You know how he used to be in his work and all that, and
Some shrugs.
Crim kind of just shrinks, kind of slowly realizing that his father's reputation as a hard ass is starting to get ahead of him.
Well, Ryzok basically lays down the law, starts putting out orders of setting up things, names various people. They start like a proper command being set up here, and they leave you to deal with the general, but there's still eyes on you. And one other thing, as the last vestiges of the Allegiance infantry are sort of fading from sight, you guys have taken up a higher position, obviously not in a trench for this discussion, so that all can see you and you have a good vantage point. And Alex and Cashmere, as those enemies retreat, you could have sworn you spotted a familiar pair of black-furred rabbit ears among one of the Allegiance who was dressed like a scout, one of the last to retreat.
Oh, is that Cash's brother or whatever? Who was
His
the
ex?
relation again?
His
Ex,
father.
Right, that's even better.
It's step family. What are those characters from the train again?
Go on.
What are they?
Yeah, what were those characters from the train?
The explicit species of the new mule people there was Dak, who's a snow leopard.
No, the dimension travelers or whatever they're called.
Oh, the dimension travelers. One was a basilisk lizard, and one was some type of songbird, a goldfinch.
Okay, I was just
For
making
what
sure.
it's worth, they probably definitely changed their appearance by now.
Yeah. But
That's just. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, you go. Sorry.
His stepfather was one we talked to in the mining town, right? That was saying that, like, well, the mules are going to come, we might as well get out of here.
That was his dad. His actual dad. His stepfather was all the way back in whatever the Navy.
The bad draft guy with the machine combat, yeah.
Yeah.
Could they tell which ones it was, which rabbits it was?
Do I need to do a perception check for that?
No, you recognize them as the ears of Falsone.
Oh.
Oh, the things he gets into.
Yeah. Is it Falsone or Falsone?
Oh, no, I think he's gone by now.
Yeah.
That's
We took that power.
that's what that's what Cash just demonstrated. In fact.
And Shatter is a link to the ears you see.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cashmere definitely notices, and he fights internally on whether he should pursue him.
Does anyone in the party notice
Alex
that
does.
Cash is considering doing a cash?
Is he trying to, what's Cashmere doing at this moment?
He's just kind of looking off in the distance, like his ears are twitching. He's kind of fidgeting. He's
Something wrong?
Crim doesn't have the perception for that.
Cashmere will just blink and say, No, it's fine. And he will not pursue. For now.
How
Does he make
far
note of
away
which direction
is
they're
he
going?
when I notice him?
Oh, it's 600 to 800 feet to the northeast on those open plains that are less trenched. And you can do with that if you will, but otherwise there's some stirrings of consciousness from your prisoner, Crim.
Is it even worth interrogating him?
Why don't we
Well, let's put it this way: if he's not cooperative, we do have to kill him. But if he gives us a secret, and gives us the power, we can bring him to the mules for interrogation. That people are more experienced with it, and hopefully ethical about it. And yeah, that seems like a good idea, right? Like you can't do anything once you get rid of the time power. I think.
let's take him away from too many prying eyes, and anyone with fast hands.
Makes sense. Yeah. We saw from his lieutenants how the Koi have become fanaticized, disconnected from reality. They believe whatever crimes they commit, whoever they kill, it doesn't matter, because this timeline, this world will still be set as they wish. That is not the mindset of someone who will give up a secret willingly.
We can try,
Well,
but
then we'll
think-
just see. I'm not gonna just assume he won't.
Unhand me, I can still fight. Victory will be mine. He starts shoving weakly against one of your hands, Crim.
I imagine we would have
Crim
taken
kinda
away
just,
any
like,
focuses
sad-
or other stuff.
Yeah,
What?
he would have been.
Pulling him away where? What?
I was just saying, I imagine we would have, taken away any focuses or whatever, like, dangerous apparel he might have and equipment.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. When he's trying to push back, Crim kind of like sighs sadly and like presses down. It's not even much effort for him, but considering the amount of HP he has, which is probably sub 1 above 0, it's just like he's holding him down, and then he continues saying, "I know, but I don't know. I don't want to get too bloody about it." Oh, he's awake.
He punches you. He's pretty strong, but without his rapier and his staff, he doesn't seem to attempt any magical things. His shield that was floating around him animated, I assume you've taken away from him. He's easier to beat up now, but he just struggles and tries to fight you.
Hey, you've been captured. Stop.
I don't think you understand the reality of your situation.
And I think you misunderstand how willing I am to surrender. He tries to lunge and punch at you, but he is weak and you're able to hold him back.
What exactly do you think you're going to accomplish right now?
He retreats a bit behind his eyes, calculating, his badger brow kind of furrowing as he thinks about that question. Tries to make a sudden move, maybe freeze for a moment. He gets some scrapes on you guys, but nothing substantial.
There's kind of just like a little. This turns wing hand a little, just little shocking. Like a sorcerer's burst, just generally casually floating in his hand, and he just says, one way or another, that power is coming out of you. How easy are you going to make this for us and for yourself?
And to make sure he's not he's more feisty than Crim was expecting. So Crim's like, okay, and along with his paw, he just wraps his tail around him like a serpent, just grapples him doubly, so to speak.
Okay.
Yes, you. Oh, go on. No.
He basically keeps saying the same thing, I'm not going to surrender. You can intimidate me all you want, but you haven't won. And he might pretend he's not going to fight for a while, or once you lax for a moment, he'll just keep trying to make surprise attacks.
We'll go try one last. Go on.
Someone could roll an insight check too if they wish.
Insight?
I'm sorry, what?
Insight, if you want.
I'll do insight.
Oh, okay, yeah. Check his psychology. How crazy is this man? As
not bad. 26.
As my degree in pathology, in psychology suggests, this man is totes nuts.
Yeah. He seems to be motivated by wanting to turn this situation around and be the dominant party to achieve victory. and he seems like convinced that he still has a chance.
I will have Cashmere crouch down beside him and say to him, "Hey, look, calm down for a second.
Stares at you.
What do you say we decide this some other way? Not here. Because, well, you're not going to get anywhere here. We can decide, talk it out."
You suggest single combat? That will not be necessary, for I will defeat all of you, as I always have, you scum.
We just beat you up.
Turner's just gonna.
No.
I'll say that Turner's gonna kind of hold his focus in his hand, like tauntingly, and then let Cash say sing.
Well, Cashmere interrupts him by, like, punching right on the ground next to his face.
Uh,
Oh, does he
Anyway.
actually flinch to that?
a little, yeah.
Wow.
Physical.
Anyway, I'm giving you an option here. What do you think?
A duel?
No.
Have at thee, let me go.
It's not a duel. I could punch you right now and knock you right back out. Let's talk it out.
I could do that.
All of us could do that.
You could try.
Do you want me to
And
try?
he fights anew.
Can I give the old college try?
Sure, go ahead. Cashmere's
He's
Alright.
a
in
master at
frustration.
it. Go
I
for
love
it.
role-playing this guy. 'cause
Yeah.
I know only one way this can end.
Wade just steps up to him and
Look.
like pull. Oh, go on.
Sorry, I'm just saying, we know where this is going, but we gotta make sure that our good party tries every option before
Yeah.
taking it.
Wade just like steps up to him and gives him a little stare, like takes out the nut shot and just pistol whips him across the face. You fool! You idiot! You have lost this sector, and you have lost your time power one way or another. You've taken a position that's been held for months, and you lost it to all of us because of your incompetency. Scrooge the Mad Tyrant values strength. Do you think he is now any less your enemy than any of us? Do you think he will let you live?
Ah, you fiend. You may have won this battle, but I have never lost. Victory will still be mine. Victory at any cost will be mine. He spits bloody saliva on the ground.
Can we, I guess, like do an insight check just see if the, like, is there any chance of this like resolving in a peaceful way, or is it just kind of like it's the inevitable conclusion to this? We just have to do the deed.
He seems to still think he can attain victory.
Nemo?
Yeah, to compound upon that, though, do we have a sense, from our prior experience at this point, that this is due to a personality trait, a magical corruption through the time powers, or is this dude just straight up a crazy narcissist?
I don't know how a check could tell you that.
Well, I mean, that'd be insight with background in psychology.
Let me roll a history check on this person. Tell me about your past.
Is he a normal guy who is corrupted, or is he just an insane person and that's what got him to this position? I don't know if you could tell not having known him.
Okay, Wade, you still have that diamond, right?
Well, yeah. After Turner got me a cheaper one, yeah.
And you also have the thing that preserves people.
Do,
Alex
but
does.
is there a reason to?
If we get rid of his powers, and then we bring his body to the mules, maybe he can be questioned. Without the corruption,
You know,
who knows, right?
it might be an interesting case study. We don't have too many opportunities for this.
I'm not saying this for his sake anymore. I know you won't agree with me if I say so. I'm just saying there might be some use. If he's sane afterward, it could be very illuminating.
That's all right.
That-
Fair.
We just rolled like an intelligence-based persuasion check on Alex.
On Alex.
Mhm.
All right.
I have one more trick to try if that's all right.
Try your trick.
See, we don't need spell slots anymore for a total long rest, right, guys?
We might. You never know. Don't trust nothing.
Good. I was gonna dominate
Please
person
do.
him and get him to tell us a secret.
I think that would. Does dominate person have a clause about against their direct beliefs, or is that only suggestion?
Only suggestion.
I would, just for my own, like, I don't know if dominate person would be enough to like actually work with the time power, because like I feel like in order to actually give it up, it has to be something that you specifically like an actual moment of vulnerability or like wanting to release it, but we haven't tried it yet.
I agree with that sentiment, but I have a mechanical reason as well. He has legendary resistance. He's not going to be dominated.
But he's weak as fuck.
I will say legendary resistance and legendary actions are sometimes not intrinsically tied to a character and their
It's
specific
only active when
abilities.
they're in.
Yeah, it might be because it's a
Finish.
climactic moment or an environment or a layer or just for what it's worth.
That being said, all things considered, I'd rather we expend the diamond and our abundance of gold and other preservation things later when we can safely expend slots, rather than now when it's not guaranteed safety just yet.
Gotcha. And
Do you agree?
if
I mean, if you want to try, you can. I'm just saying it's a little risky.
yeah, I can do it. I can try it later. And it's not just for getting rid of the time power. Like, if I'm reading this correctly, we can just make him tell us any military secret he wants in the span of a minute.
Maybe
Jesus Christ, military secrets in the D&D world is a fucking nightmare. You're right.
how about we save that for when we bring him back, after we bring him back to life.
Yeah.
That can be part of,
Yeah,
our
my
offer
God.
to the mules in their in interrogations.
Okay, I guess we'll allow you one courtesy. What's your preferred way of dying? I can blast you in the face with light. There's all the traditional stabbies and hitties behind me and stuff. He's good at punching. Pick your poison.
It's
You
irrelevant.
don't have poison.
You won't get me to fall. He tries to shove you off again.
I'm
Turner.
gonna try it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cashmere. Seeing him do this, just. How am I gonna make this work?
Snap his
Oh,
neck.
yes.
A very lethal punch to the temple would probably
No
do
way.
it.
I'm gonna use quivering palm on it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So, here's how it's gonna work. Cashmere is going to reel back his fists and sock him in the chest, but he won't feel anything except a dull set of vibrations in his chest.
He looks a little worried, like a tactical concern as he keeps trying to fight.
You're already dead.
Matt, what did you just do?
This is it's not something I've used before, but it's something my uncle taught me once. So,
How?
let me explain. Now there are some vibrations inside your chest right now. I can snap my fingers and you'll die.
What a ploy! I expect nothing less from those who are too weak to be chosen for this organization.
You don't believe me?
Say I do.
Okay.
For the
Well-
sake of argument.
At any point, I mean, we could capture you now and just put you in a cell. And at any point, for, I don't know, a week or two, keep you in there. Those vibrations will stay there. And at any point, I can just snap my fingers and you'll be dead.
Oh, he just did it. He's dead.
Oh crap! Sorry.
Yeah, he just does that. He's like, ah.
Rewind. Sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't you
So-
come here, you? Lean closer. Let me tell you something about your stepping of fingers.
Okay.
He's gonna spin your face, Cashmere.
You lean forward.
Yes, he does.
He's gonna bite your ear.
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry, I just wanted to use this because I have
No,
it now.
please do. Please do.
Okay.
This is the chance to show off our features like I did.
22.
All right. He tries to bite your neck, but the fur, you just feel it and reflexively are able to get out of the way.
so wait, how does this work? Can you just kill anyone?
No, it's it deals like let me see here what it does. You can end them as a magic action. When the vibrations end this way, target makes a Constitution saving throw on a failed save. They take necrotic damage equal to 8 rolls of your martial arts die, or half as much on a successful save. So he'd basically die now because he's low on health. But
Oh, I
otherwise,
see.
Yeah.
So it's guaranteed. I see. That's
Okay.
fascinating.
Well, fast forward this a little bit. He understands what you're saying. He's not an idiot, but he's convinced that he'll get out of this somehow. Like, he's refusing to be in a prisoner mindset, and sooner or later you will have to do something to shut him up. What do you do?
What does Cash do?
Snap.
Cashmere looks to the others.
It's not even going to be permanent. Just do it.
Sure, kind of just snaps his own finger just to kind of. Unless he'll just say, unless you don't want to be the one to.
Give us a rhythm, Cash.
Well, cool. Fun thing about this, I don't even have to look at it. But you do have that gem, right?
It's a little too much.
I do.
I'm not enjoying this. That's the thing.
I can do it if you need to.
But it's easier than just blasting him in the face with the fire breath or whatever. I'm sure it won't blow him up.
Blow me up.
Nervously
Yes,
glances at him
I'm
being
sure.
the one who's... Yeah, Crim nervously glances at him, suddenly realizing that he's the one holding him, but
Yeah.
he says nothing other than...
And you can feel this, like, strange thing vibrating through him that isn't his heartbeat, Grim.
Yeah. Just go.
Alright, fine. Snaps his fingers.
He's about to say something else, and then he's just a warm corpse.
Alex pulls out a scroll of gentle repose and he uses it to basically keep him preserved.
It's a spell slot. Thank you very much.
And even as you have that scroll in front of you, you think it's light shining from the runes as you recant and activate them, but there's a different golden light in the air, emerging from his chest from a perfect moat of something too perfect for this world.
Crim walk and distances himself. No, not another one, not yet. I have enough.
I think
Alex
But Alex
extends
is too
his
busy.
hand towards it.
Yeah, I thought Alex was going to be so busy casting the scroll that he doesn't even notice.
Turner's like yoink.
Like,
And from the crowd, it's John Schmo. I always wanted one.
Alright, Alex has gained.
Okay. Anyone else before it floats towards Alex?
Mm-mm.
He can gain
By
it.
all means.
Very well, Alex. You finish the spell, and something touches you, and it flows through you to your core, and you know what it is. Although the first part of what exactly you'd call it, for some reason, that remains fuzzy in your mind's certainty. This is what it is. Just checking that it didn't write anything improper. Okay, good. Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Recreate what was fleeting.
Ah, okay. Yes, it's instantaneous or temporary effect. Does not. Okay. would be possible, but not the guidance spell or cure wound spell. Interesting. Is it mainly focused? No, I guess it does say like illusion and music. It does seem like it's like kind of focused on magic.
Probably not entirely, because I mean the drone thingies that like exploded are not necessarily magical. They weren't spells.
Yeah. You can't recreate like an attack, like a swing of a sword or like a firebolt. But anything else that's environmental doesn't have to be magic. It could just be someone singing. It could be a strong breeze. It could be an environmental lightning strike.
Seems to be something that has an AoE.
It's rewind time.
Seems like a good way to delineate it as it creates an area of effect.
Yeah.
But
But it isn't just that. Like, if someone is talking and then they walk over there, you could replay them talking.
Oh shit! Wait. So if you're watching someone from super far away having a conversation that could be really important, and they happen to be within 5 feet of each other, you can just listen to that conversation later for the purpose of spying, and they wouldn't even know a goddamn thing about that.
That's wow. That
If you can
brings some
follow up on
possibility.
it fast enough.
Or you have 2 hypnotic patterns.
It's like,
I wonder, like,
Within the last
let's say someone creates a portal and then it goes away. You could use this to recreate that portal.
That would depend on if the portal's other side is a waypoint or equally temporary, I think.
yeah. I think that would be the case.
Okay.
Well, fortunately for Tal, like teleportation circles don't already exist in this world, so he kind of gets out of us doing that.
It's very interesting applications, though. I like it.
Yeah, however, if there are like one-way portals that people use to escape from, I wonder. No, not quite, because it still has to affect the other end too.
Yeah, transport via plants would not work since it wouldn't have the exit point.
Neat.
This could be like a really neat trap, honestly.
Yeah, this would have lots of utility.
Yeah, it's like everyone detonates like a nuke on this one area, and then come on, nothing happened. Just stand right there.
I think it only rules as written. It's only one effect, right?
I guess.
Be very funny, but
Do a spirit bomb. Everyone puts their energy towards one effect.
it is balanced.
Well, hey, if Turner casts like a max level fireball, then Alex can basically double dip on that.
Well, he's dead. He is a cooling body. From there, I believe we had a sloth who may have been in the process of grabbing the power, but was too slow.
If only I wasn't a stereotype.
Yeah, you go work at the DMV.
Okay.
We're now establishing the DMV
Yeah, did we have
here.
any witnesses for this to verify that? Yeah, we definitely did what we said we were gonna do.
If you did it in the open, yeah.
I think we would just taken away from people who would be able to like within reach of grabbing it, but probably not like into like hiding into like a hole or a room or something like that.
To those who are watching, Crim would say, so that's what happens if you do use it too much. Just, cautionary tale and all that.
We gave him every chance we could think of.
He deserved worse, says one. Another person says, I'm not so sure. Maybe he was a good person before all this.
Well, that's why we put gentle repose on him. Maybe we'll find out.
And for those who don't know what that is,
Yeah. Okay. It's a thumbs up from like 18-year-old girl.
To some of them, that's gonna fucking blow their minds. Like, people can raise the dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, but only for a minute unless you do this.
And it also
Magic
costs like
is
300
dead.
gold for most people.
That sounds so
Yeah,
unbalanced.
For some people, that's an insane amount of money, I think.
Yeah. And for us, like 150
But
is still
what's
a lot of
life
money for
to
them.
gold?
Back to the other song. Much louder song for some reason.
Well, thankfully, my volume is actually staying consistent and not like going max every time we change it.
Well, as this is happening, people are watching you less. Now they have to do their orders. But there's idle chatter still. The battle's definitely won. New mules have definitely occupied this position. They're fortifying it. Scouts are going up, occupying the same small watchtowers that previously held the allegiance. People are thanking you, coming by, like on a personal matter. Some even say, like, you really changed my mind about all this. It's such a confusing time. And you overhear one conversation. Someone says, wait a sec, Fred, a dragon, a crow, do you think they're those same people from the brutal battle in Karifi?
Kill them.
Keep dreaming, Bobby.
It's way able to find the general.
Sorry, I'm not that cool.
Yep, you find General Ryzok. He's drinking from a canteen. People are giving him communications.
If it's all right, sir, give us a little salute. I'd like a moment to address the men for a victory well fought and hard won.
And what will be the contents of this message? Private? He chuckles.
No, just some words to fuel them for the days to come. My personal philosophy on the matter.
Alright, does he have to roll against you? You're not deceiving him?
No, he's being relatively earnest, yeah.
Okay.
Relatively.
You're talking about what is it? The thing with temp HP is what you're doing, inspiring leader, or?
No way, just loves giving speeches.
Okay. That's fair.
It's all flavor, but like, you know.
It's a character flaw. He has to give speeches every now and then.
Character flaw.
He says, like, yeah, I told him in 22 minutes or so will be the next break. If you can wait that long, I'll have them rallied.
Yeah, sounds good. Alright. Anything else? Anybody else? Or no?
I don't think Crim has something immediately.
Okay.
I guess no. Yeah, Crim would just been overhearing the conversations and. Oh yeah, he would have probably tracked down if there's anyone on the logistics side of the team, like for like the eggheads, more or less. Crim would be sharing his sanity notes.
Okay. There's not as many takers with that pursuit as you might find in other places. There's a lot of like, talk to my CO, like my commanding officer, and blah blah blah. And you follow this chain, and no one really wants to. They're all just like, "Where battle? Let me fight."
All right, we got a bunch of towels up here.
But eventually, you gather some people together who are more on the intelligence side of things, and they would love to look over what you got.
Crim yeah, that's all off-screen stuff, but Crim will share his notes and all that.
Okay, I'll jot that down. About the corruption and stuff as best as you understand it.
Yeah. Basically, Crim took notes. It's basically an objective log of before, during, and after both short-term and long-term, where we have notes on it for uses of time powers and being relieved of time powers. So he's got those spirits that we talked to that were sane after we took the powers away, but they were kind of still like, I don't regret it too much, but yeah, it was kind of weird, wasn't I? That kind of thing. To show like they're still kind of themselves, but they're also like definitely like influenced by the powers and all that. Basically, an account. He separated it from objective observations and subjective interpretations, similar to how you do scientific notes that I hate.
Yeah, like a scientific journal. Or lab journal, I should have said that. Cool. Okay. And then people finally gather around, taking a break from their labor. Looking at you, Wade.
Yep,
Yeah.
Wade's on those soapboxes, got them all like in like neat little like military lines in front of him.
Okay.
What's the soapbox?
Somewhere. We need soap.
No.
He gives a little cough, stands up straight. Of the hunted five, I speak for myself. I would thank you all for your efforts today. It would be hard to describe a foe more gifted than whom we face today. Men and women, given abilities, kids stare up at the night sky dreaming of hoping a lifetime of study and practice may make it possible. And what do they do with it? It is tragedy that we all stand here amongst these bloody fields today. For those had the tools given to it to create heroes, but the thugs, opportunists, and murderers got to them first. They want control. They want all of Bose, and so all of Bose has come for them. From under the waves, from across sprawling forests and above the clouds, all of Bose has risen against the allegiance and its philosophy. All to show that if they desire a world controlled by the strong, then in body, mind, character, and everything that makes the person themselves, they will be proven weak. Today, in this and every timeline, they will learn that their stolen gifts are not worth the pitiful souls they are binded to. So in the names of our friends, families, and loved ones, I would ask only one more thing of you and all of your valiant hearts in the days to come. Let us finish these raging psychopaths and go home. Thank you.
Yeah.
Far in the distance, like Crim's cheering too, like yeah, and he like pounds his feet in the ground, his form of clapping.
Turner says, and I sign off on this message as well.
I've been sitting on that speech for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
I appreciate the dedication you do.
Yeah.
Oh, Wade.
You gain resolve, and there's definitely some. You're speaking their language with a speech like this.
Know your crowd.
Wild applause. As you step down, Ryzak uses that as like a, all right, now double time. Let's get that palisade up. Let's repair that watchtower. I want 2 more partner and scouts groups, etc.
Turner kind of like just instinctively hides as they say repair.
And we just gives a little bow and then heads off. Just like old times. All right, let's get moving.
Where to, party? Or rather, first, what of General Orthiar?
Well, we need to take him
we would
back
probably
to the
be speaking.
we need to take him back to the mules. So we will have to at some point go back there. I think if there's a way we can get a rest before we do that, that would be preferable in case we gotta like bail the hell out of there if your dad's like a bit of a psycho at us. You were saying
There'd
though,
be
Emma?
a supreme irony in someone who refuses to use any form of time power going psycho.
See, you don't need it to be crazy. You're just crazy. Though at the same time, if Alex gets us there, Turner and Wade both do have a teleport to get us out.
Yeah, I got 1/7 low spell slot left.
Yeah, actually, Crim will we'll try to verify with the team, the army, I guess, the squadron, what their logistics are for getting out of here, and how many of them are staying to hold down the fort, how many are just are now leaving to relocate to get supplies again. What are they doing?
Cask, speaking for In Concert, who came with you, or at least the remnants of the remnants from the farm. Hard to call them like, oh, these are In Concert. But anyway, them, and then Parado speaking for those people, we'll call themselves the New Mules. So they're largely going to go back to their groups, although maybe 1 or 2 people have switched, like, hey, I kind of like the style of the Mules, and vice versa. Many of them want to stay here and reinforce the position here. Some of them want to go back to the Earth Fairy Isles. Many of the In Concert people want to just head back to the nearest In Concert meetup location, which they don't know exactly where it is.
Yeah. Upon hearing about that in particular, Crim clarifies, do they know how they are going to do that?
The In Concert people specifically?
Do we have caravans? Do we have like teleporters? Do we have other travel? How'd they get here? How they're going back? That sort of thing.
Well, these are the same people who have been with you since the Scroocha attack on the farm. So last they know,
That's true.
that place is donezo. So they would say like, oh, they're gonna maybe ask around the trench crews. One of them's a flyer. They could survey the area over the next couple days, maybe ask in smaller towns farther south. But it's word of mouth. That's how people figure out where the In Concert people are.
Yeah, Crim is unsure about that, so he will go and consult with Wade for people he's spoken to, and Cash for conversations he may have overheard to accelerate that process. So basically make sure that they're not just fucking high and dry, and we make sure that they are actually able to safely go back to In Concert as they prefer, as opposed to just being on their own. And
Sounds
I'll
good.
also ask, like, do we have a spare sending, or if we can do that, and so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
Out of curiosity, are the Brouhaha still with the in concert folks?
How do you try to determine that information in universe?
Maybe Turner would ask someone who's still with in concert. Maybe Cole knows. I mean, we have some in concert
yeah.
folks with us still.
Cole be like, oh yeah, yeah, I mean, I heard they were involved in some places. Yeah, I mean, I think your people are with us. That's what you're going for. What you're looking for.
Well,
I don't know physically where they are.
because I just had like a very like very small thing, like that person, you know, thinking about who was like kind of raised her one hand that she had left. He was thinking, you know, there's someone there that he can perhaps like refer them to you know, to get that maybe that fixed.
Okay.
Because like yeah, he would kind of like, you know, find them and suggest that. We can just go over this quickly. Like someone there named Wingright who might be able to help get that replaced with something not natural, but it'll still function the same.
You find Etch, the one-armed chipmunk.
Yeah.
She's busy helping make graves.
Mhm.
I've never been one who has money. I've gotten into a lot of trouble. Never had much of a wallet on me. You think they do it for free?
I think we can put in a word in, and Turner would maybe find someone who's maybe with the in concert and just provide them the funds. It's 100 gold for a prosthetic limb.
Okay. Geez. Could you tell General Rysock that I have medical leave? Eh?
I think he'd be a bit cruel to reject that.
Sweet. Well, yeah, I mean, I can't thank you too much ahead of time if it's not.
Consider it.
I mean, I'm trusting you on this. You're a big shot. You're Turner, right? So I gotta believe you.
Yeah, you're consider this a way of helping us extend that bridge.
Right. She looks like she doesn't really understand. Doesn't look very smart in general, but she gives you a bright smile with her big rodent teeth and trots off towards General Rysock to formalize that new plan of her life.
All you gotta do sometimes is just meet the PCs.
Look, man, I have
Speaking of
25, almost 25,000 gold. I need to do something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like a billionaire walking through like a poor neighborhood of some moderately sized city. Like, hey, you need some help? Go do this. Here you go. Here's like a fortune. I love it.
Somewhat related to that, Crim just like every so often when Crim hears tell of that going on, he's like, I wonder if anyone wants to be a dragon. No.
Crim, no.
I should wait. I'll wait. I understand.
Okay, so
He doesn't understand.
how are you? I know Namo put out some suggestions. Is anyone going to try and determine further where in concert is? If that's where you're going, or are you going to first head to the mules?
I think we should first head to the
in
mills
order
to drop
just
off.
point those folks in the right direction. We are probably just bringing the general's body to the mules for us. I was just thinking for the in concert folks, like who are going to just be departing from us. I want to make sure that they're, you know, departing safely.
Okay. They would say
But
they're going to
actually,
ask around and gain info themselves, but if you wanted to spend your own resources and try and help them right now, you could.
How much is sending for any of you?
I have a 7th slot and a 2nd slot, so I could theoretically do it.
Okay, maybe
I
not.
can spend a 4th level spell slot to do it if need be.
Maybe they'd be able to rest for the day, right?
Perhaps.
No, I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Not the party. The in concert folks would be able to rest here
Oh.
for the day before
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to set off. Because maybe like we could do some sending after we get a sanctuary rest or something, because then it's just a weak 3rd level slot to help point them in the right direction if they don't find one themselves.
Okay, let me accelerate this then. After a couple hours, surrounded by allied forces, no feelings of, oh, that person's a secret spy, or we're going to get stabbed in the back, and you get to know the lay of the land, the watchtowers are erected, and there's lots of people watching, and there's lots of resources. You are able to get a sanctuary rest.
Ooh,
Thank God.
yay.
Oh, yeah. We did it.
We saved the
Who
battlefield.
uses the general's body as a pillow?
You're the dragon here. You're probably the only one who would try to do
It's
that.
part of his horde. Oh no, he'll respectfully put him somewhere with gentle repose. At least he doesn't rot or stink up the place.
I mean, if that's the case, I'll have Wade recast Tasha's cauldron before we get the sanctuary rest to get more of those sweet potions of pugilism.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Right. I wanted to ask you, Doc. I forgot that. We got to figure out the vulnerability changes and if that's going to happen. Let me write that down.
I think a good way to do it is to say that the extra damage caps off at double. Start with that.
Okay. Per instance of damage, right?
Per instance of damage.
Okay. Got it. Sounds good. It's like, oh no, I put a drop of poison on you and you're vulnerable to poison. Instantly you explode.
Instantly explode.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Probably the least glamorous sanctuary rest you've gotten, but all the components are there. Only the necessities.
Crim has recovered 7 of his hit die.
And now we can change spells.
Indeed.
So can Crim. Oh god, I have to manage that now. God
Right.
damn it.
Who is sending who?
Wade, Crim would suggest to Wade, would you be able to possibly send his mom? Crim's mom, rather.
I'll send
and
your
ask,
mom.
Does she know of a spot near this area that would be safe to send some in-concert folks that were rescued? Something like that, and say, yeah, some of them are safe, and they'd like to return to in-concert.
Do you want it sending, or do you want to like if you want to save the slot, I could have you dream her.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Dreaming
can't
of
we?
home.
If you want to just dream it, sure. It doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, because I could have Wade do that as a ritual before we actually get the sanctuary rest.
Mhm.
Oh fuck. And then Crim that could also amount to accelerating some discussions with in-concert folks too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can give them like the rundown of everything that happened.
What do you think, Alex? Doc,
Cashmere?
Snap, Tal as well, because
As
this is a spontaneous scene.
I don't know that I have a lot of input on this, to be honest.
I mean, I'll
I
make
think
it
we
quick, just like if you'd want to sit through that, or if we'd rather do a different.
Yeah.
Just
I
give,
think we
like,
should
the
minimize
gist.
dreams and sendings to the location you're actually going to go. But if you're going somewhere else, then sure.
So we're going to the meals
yeah.
first.
This is just to. It's going to achieve something else. It's going to get in concert more in the know of what's going on.
I guess if it's just a quick, rather than role-playing it out, just say, hey, I tell them
Yeah.
this, basically.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
think that'd be great.
We can also give a rundown of what actually happened, like Screwtro attacks and stuff, but that could all be like hand-waved for the most part. Okay, Crim will consult with the team, the Hunted Five, on how much he ought to say and what he should focus on.
And then that night you're doing a little dream time with Midomi Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You fall asleep and mom is dreaming that she's on the stage and she's tapping her feet and humming instead of singing for some reason because it's a dream and things are weird, and she's got the beautiful brown and blue feathers and the elegant tail, just like a flower arrangement, always so innocuous and yet beautifully put together. She always is. She greets you surprised, and then happy, and then chill, stress-free. She's always stress-free.
Yeah, Crim's happy as well. Like, it's always nice to see her after all this time and fighting, and feels like it's been a while since he got to see her from his perspective. From all the, because when you're fighting, it feels like time slows down and so much seems to happen in so many seconds. Anyway, he gives her the rundown of, hey, did you hear about that attack in one of the in-concert settlements? Yeah, we were there. It was Scroocha. We managed to rescue as much as we could. Crim makes a point of also mentioning that he saved the animals. And then he kind of glosses over the mob stuff because that's irrelevant to the dream, and he doesn't know how much will be fully retained. But then he eventually asks, like, the ones that are with us now came with us to a mule side project, but they didn't fight or anything, and they want to go back now that they have an opportunity to do so. Where is the nearest place that we can send them to that she knows of in this area?
She first determines... Go ahead.
Can I also say, Turner would also ask if they can find where the brouhaha were, just to get that taken care of too.
Oh yeah, good point. I'll ask about the brouhaha later.
Okay, she says, after verifying your identity with some stuff, blah blah blah, she is currently actually in the nearest location to you guys in a small knoll to the southwest. She calls it Tavares Knoll. It's a somewhat local landmark. It's somewhere here-ish. They've taken up this beautiful fungal cave system. Really horrible acoustics, but that's okay. And she would say, yeah, there's... The brouhaha has been a little bit more fragmented than they've been historically, but she thinks the largest of their force, and with their pathfinders and such present, are currently actually at the same encampment.
Perfect.
Okay, and Crim will also verify, by fragmented, do they mean like some of them are with Fortitude and some of them are just not affiliated at all?
Yeah, many of them have picked sides like Olive Bose has at this point.
Oh boy, Turner's gonna be upset about that one. And then Crim thanks her and explains that they might be showing up there, they might not. They have some things to take care of on both ends right now. And that he's hoping that he'll be able to get some sanity on the mule's side and in concert side for some bridging. He seems to put an odd emphasis to the word bridging.
Yeah. She's a bit more guarded with you than she has been, in a sort of sly and still loving sort of way, superficially, but probably part of you is wondering how much she's approving of what you're doing. But there's a code of professionalism as you focus on bridging. She's like, oh yeah, understood, let's talk in person.
Yeah. Crim seems to understand, because her philosophy of trying to not be violence, not be killers is contrary. So he doesn't press the issue for now. It was just to get those people safe anyway and get some info. So he leaves it at that, and it'll be in person for the actual talks, with backup where he's not running on 8 charisma.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
I feel like with a parent, you'd either have advantage or disadvantage.
He will never not have disadvantage when it comes to trying to convince his mother or father of like, oh, please, will you believe me? Listen to me. Because there's always that dynamic.
Sorry, sweetie, I'm like the second or third most powerful person in the world. No one can order me around.
Yeah. I'll believe you on weekends. The other guy believes you on weekdays.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Go ask your father. He told me to kill everyone.
Oh. And this is why we are divorced.
And that's why we're divorced.
When you're older, we'll talk about it. Okay. Anyway, I think at this point we should do a break, Z.
Oh yeah, break.
Okay.
That'll be good.
Okay, who should I do for the breaksy this time? Who deserves it? Well, Cole's probably going to
It
make his
should be
departure.
Alex because he got the time power.
You know, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Alright, guys.
Alex.
See you soon.
Hello. Welcome back to the yoga class. Downward dog. Okay.
Would I
Anyway.
before like things move on to where we're actually leaving, this might be a slight rewind. Just Turner would want to, convene with Cole to kind of figure out his plan going forward the next day. And going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a team captain. I'm a playmaker. You guys kind of slow me down, not gonna lie. But I'll keep hanging out with you. I like the plays you're doing. You know, I'm just kidding. It's been real. It's been good.
Okay, so wait, are they talking right now? Because you kind of just jumped in without saying anything.
Yes, he's saying that to Turner.
Okay. Well, I think tomorrow we're going to be going back to the Mules headquarters, and now your face is going to be as recognizable as the rest of us on their hit list.
Well, I'd rather be recognizable with a way that wasn't the jock, SHL. That was kind of the goal. I'm happy. Pleased as punch. I'm not as pleased as Cashmere's punches. His punches are pretty pleased.
And you're really on board with the danger this is going to put you in.
I'd rather go take a walk within concert than go to the Mules. I don't really know why. It's fine. I'll stick with you guys for now, if you'll have me. I mean, you feel proud, right? Like doing the right thing that you guys have been doing from the get-go. At least you should.
Well, if I was having second thoughts, I would have changed my face a while ago, and not in character.
Yeah, I mean, how could I say no? I'm not interested in French warfare, but the Mules, okay.
Okay, I just want to give you any opportunity if you want to step out of this. We did it with with different intents. I did it with Vela.
He holds your shoulder. You're a good friend, really. I want to keep beating up baddies at your side, and I don't care if it's dangerous or... Yeah, I have to do it. I spent too much time doing silly things for the wrong reasons. So, I'm here now.
Kind of just gives a bit of a look, and if he seems confident with it, then he won't try to dissuade him.
Cool.
Okay. Then I guess let's prove Vela wrong.
She'll come over once she sees that, we're actually solving things. But I'm sure she's helping in her own way for now. Oh, you have to change the name. Hunted 6. Sorry.
Well, it wasn't bequeathed, or we didn't bequeath it ourselves.
It's a work in progress. You can rebrand yourselves. Just saying.
Soon we shall be the hunted 101.
Yeah. 193,000.
But then we all turn to Dalmatians.
Yeah, we'll be called the 101, but we'll actually have like 2,000 something guys.
Artifact title.
As you start walking away to regroup with the party, he grabs your wrist, like, you get a repetitive motion injury. Try these exercises. He starts doing the equivalent of physical therapy with you.
Okay, if I gesture too hard with my next fireball, I'll keep that in mind.
There you go.
Yeah, Wade just gives me this look like in a high school drama where two people are way too similar to each other, so they immediately don't like each other.
wearing my shirt again. Just kidding.
One of us should go home and change.
Yeah.
I had my spots in that spot. Why did you have to?
It's a birthmark.
You're just like the older version. You're just like the older version of me. Okay, we fast forward back to the present day.
What's the agenda?
Yeah.
First thing on the agenda is Crim wakes up and informs them of what the dream was.
Nice.
That's heartening news. Somewhat.
So it actually sounds like they're pretty close. We could probably get there in a day if we need to. Help ensure that they get back safely, and that might cover who you wanted to see too, Turner. Kind of.
Well, I don't necessarily need to see them. I mostly just wanted to, just send word that that person, can get their, well, not mobility back, but you know what I mean.
Right.
This may neither be here nor there, but is the Hearts and Mind Op in the floating city still on our radar?
Oh, you mean the? Oh, so back to Tornor. The what is that word?
Big city propaganda mission.
Yes, thank you. I was like, it starts with the P.
It's probably resolved by now, one way or the other. But yeah, so we do eventually to get back to the mules with, the body. But how are we going to get there? I guess we could technically just teleport. I still have the seashell for that.
We have the means.
Yeah, I was just wondering how it would do.
That or Alex can just send us
Grim seems
quicker.
tempted to go to In Concert, but he doesn't vocalize it. He also recognizes there is a need to go to the mules.
What were you going to say, Doc?
My thought is we unload the general here, and then I think it's time we head south.
I think we have to unload the general at the mule's place, right?
That's what I mean, is we unload him first and then make plans.
Okay. Yeah. Good idea. We do need to go south eventually anyway.
Oh, look at you! I'm a main plot guy. That's a very good point.
That works for me.
Mm-hmm. And besides, south along the way will be In Concert anyway. Once we get back, at least.
Yeah.
And also, if we're talking global stuff, there was the propaganda mission, and there was also some boat mission, which you guys had selected as number 2.
Oh yeah, there was the boat mission as the second one. Right.
Just so we don't forget. But up to you guys.
No,
What you wanted to.
We selected 2, and we just did the first one. After all that, boat
Yeah,
mission was the second one.
we walk up to some guy. Are you sure you want to go to the mules? You might not be able to go back.
No, I think going to the mules is explicitly where we would get the boat mission prompting, right? Was that a dual? No, that came from the.
No, I believe that was from In Concert, wasn't it?
Indeed.
Okay. Well, we do still have to stop by the mules specifically to drop off the body, but after that, we will probably use one of our other teleports to go to In Concert to say, hey, where do we go for boats? Which I believe we might. By then, we might need another sanctuary rush just from the travel.
And we just convince all of them to power nap, and we can just do it all with ritual dream spells.
You guys have actually advanced the mule's plot far enough that if you hit A on Soso Dola and HQ, he says, "All right, ready for the final push," and that's like the final mission.
But it'll be like it'll be very unsatisfying and like incomplete.
Yeah, you get the bad ending.
No, it's not a bad ending. It's a good ending, but like there's none of the context.
Yeah, it's like
You're just really confused.
the war ending. It's like victory was
Okay, so
had, but it was
let's get
bloody.
this. Let's get this straight. We are going to the mules to drop off the body, talk with Soso, and however that goes, we still have our folks who are going to kind of do their own thing in the bridge command, so to speak. Then we will need to get our prompting for the specifics on the boat mission, which will require us to go to In Concert, which ironically we just figured out where they are. So we can then go there talk with In Concert folks and also say, oh yeah, and we're ready to do the boat mission as well now that we have helped the mules with their stuff. We probably won't tell them that part specifically, but you know.
So would that be only 1 day travel or multiple days?
That's just between the means of travel that we have. I think we can. We have 2 ways to travel, so that's 1 to get back, and 1 to travel to In Concert. And I think that would be. That's it. We then need to replenish that, but then it's boats. Once we get like them to mobilize and coordinate, I believe. Does that sound about right based on what we know in universe?
Sorry. Mules, then In Concert, then south, or boats, or something?
Once we get to In Concert, we'll kind of
Okay.
discuss with them and assess what the best path forward is after that.
Sounds good. Congratulations on finally advancing the day since session 69.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hell
Nice.
yeah. That is wow.
Yeah, but sometimes shenanigans, it reverts to such 67.
Little do we know that whenever the real power source of the time gods is that when we start battle, time slows, so that 6 seconds lasts a very long time, as it turns out.
That's why I always.
For some reason, when battle ends, a mysterious force goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I always just kind of like assumed that the whole 6 seconds thing is just. It's a mechanic. It's not the actual way it works.
Yeah, the generals are like, "You fools! Every time we battle them, their magic items get better somehow."
Yeah. So do they.
All right, we gather whoever wants to come with. We give the In Concert folks knowledge, like if they are here, we mark it on the map for them to know. And then those ones who return to the mules, who are with us, we inform them, yeah, we're going. And I think we have enough means to do that.
Cool.
There's not too many of them. A lot of them are just staying here, right?
Yes, a lot of them want to stay here. This is where battle is.
Yeah.
There's talks
Okay.
of, in the next few days, advancing to make a more formal entrenchment to where the enemy is weak.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds like we're set then.
Okay, so who's, I assume, casting a spell? You're not just gonna walk there?
The plot pauses when you're just traveling. It's fine. We'll walk.
How many of us are going total? Is it 6 of us plus the corpse?
I don't think the corpse counts. I think you just carry him.
Subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's probably 8 to 10 other people.
Okay, then I think we might need to ask Alex to give us a hand there.
Okay.
If need be, Turner or Wade could just teleport the group back to wherever. Turner will grab something from here in case we need it to bring back. He'll grab like a rock or something.
Okay, so we'll go from okay. Yeah, if that is the plan, then we can gather around one of the trees around here, and I'll pop transport via plants again.
Okay. Let me just review how you left it with the mules, and I'll tell you what I find.
Sorry, Alex. There's no plants left in bows. They've all been burned.
That's how we defeat the Hunted Five. We burn all the plants, and we don't let them fight. That way they can't level up.
and they can't get resonance to upgrade their magic items.
Yeah. Mules. If they use powers, they wouldn't be improved. Right. Last time you were with the mules, you would talk to them. They do work with some mercenaries who aren't technically under the mules. If they use the powers, they may be imprisoned. Right.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
the water breathing rituals. Okay.
So yeah, Turner will keep that stone on him in case he needs to teleport the party out of there.
Then you all dive through the root system of the biosphere of Bos and emerge in an entirely different humidity, temperature, windiness, the sense of drying blood and bodies beginning to fester, even still linger in the air despite being buried. But here, all is fresh and wonderful and sandy and tropical and chill, but as you walk and enter the Prime Mule compound once more. That same heaviness that you just left on the battlefield returns to you, and you see more of those salutes and more of uniforms, people who are older, who look more, again, on the intelligence side of things, who aren't just fighters, are here, but they still have that spirit and that discipline about them. You're welcomed in, and free to choose to speak to whoever you wish to, but I have a feeling you are going to talk to So-So, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm feeling
This is
so-so about
home.
it.
Okay. This time you are asked to wait a good 15 minutes instead of just right this way. But once he finally meets you in that same underground bunker feel, the stone, some of those same officers, Parado with you, as well as some of the others of the new mules who had joined you to give their version of the debriefing. You see So-So once again. He looks like his wings are especially tightly folded, his beak as if he's gritting his teeth. Yes, welcome back. How did everything go? How's the front?
The counteroffensive was a success. Again, as before, Wade makes a little allusion of the maps and just starts giving a little briefing of like, we advanced here, and here.
I think we can.
That's very good.
I think we can answer that question a lot more quickly by and then he kind of gestures to wherever the general is.
That'd be Crim.
We thought this would.
Here you go.
We thought just a head might be a bit tacky.
Well, actually, we didn't want to remove the head because we could revive him for questioning.
Present this Adjutant General still in his uniform, looking like he plucked him from the battlefield because you did. But there's this peaceful. Huh?
As part of Crim's downtime during the night before he slept, he just like very gently like groomed him a bit, just to be like, "Oh, you're gonna be awake again, so I'm just gonna."
He like put his lips in a smile.
No,
No.
he was like he combed his fur and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I bet he's like still warm because his body is functionally acting as though he just died like
Yeah.
seconds ago.
Yeah. That's fair. Well, he's externally freshened up and internally still the same.
Very
Own sort
dead.
of time power there.
His nails haven't even extended yet.
It's quiet as you reveal the body, and one of the officers just, after a couple of seconds, my God, that's him. Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
You did a job.
that you sure did. Have you talked to him? How does this
Kind
state?
of.
Sure, insane as the rest, right?
We tried. Didn't work.
Yeah, I guess he was insane this time.
Yeah, he's about as cooperative as you'd expect, but I still want to try and compel some answers out of him eventually.
Well, he might be a bit more.
Hoping,
Go, Doc.
we're hoping that without his time power, he'll be a little more level-headed. But we don't know to what extent the person we talked to was the real him versus, well, you know.
Indeed. Well, that would be miraculous and fortunate. Shall we go to one of the cells then, reserved for those who disobey the code of the mules? Safer there.
Turner, I kind of think back to this. Like, would Turner like recall if there's any type of like suppression of like of like what we dealt with in the bank? Suppression of magic, suppression of teleportation.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Alex will just like confirm it needs to be somewhere where magic works, or he's not going to be able to bring it back.
Okay. Yeah, it's like anti-magic cell, resurrect. Why isn't it working?
Anti-magic stuff for 2 minutes. Resurrect. Uh-oh, body's starting to rot.
If I could propose like a little scheme, if we like disguise ourselves as Core Legion soldiers, we wake him up. Oh, boss! Thank God, we brought you back.
Oh yes, our dragon trooper. That's right. I remember this dragon trooper.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if you could just give us a report of what happened and where, like X, Y, Z.
I actually have Alter Self prepared right now.
Oh my god.
They probably do have at least one dragon trooper now, for what it's worth.
Oh yeah, that's true. But you have to actually act like.
But they're also on 2 legs.
Is it what we're trying? Is it we're trying, or should we just like interrogate him regularly?
We don't even know specific. He's gonna verify. He's gonna definitely like try to verify like who we are and ask things like for clarity.
I gotcha.
I don't.
Turner's kind of
My vote is I doubt it, but if everyone else thinks it's worth trying, you can.
As cool an idea as it is, I don't see it working, fortunately.
I gotcha.
Just keep your dominate person on in your back pocket. I'll help make it work.
Yeah. I've got that and modify memory. We modify his memory to convince him that they came to rescue him. Anyway.
Oh my god.
It's like turning this guy into someone else. A little disturbing.
Well, no, modify memory to make him think he was rescued wouldn't even be that far off. He already believes that was going to happen.
But then why would he start just telling us information? Like, yeah, you rescued me. Okay, wait, why do you want me to tell you everything that you already know?
Right,
Oh.
that's true.
I'm sure we could weasel our way around. And anyways, come on.
I have
also, without waiting for a proper reply, we'll start leading you to a different sector of the, not just the officer discussion room.
Yeah, Crim will pick up the body and start hauling him to the cell.
And this time, Alex, you're the one who's going to bring it back, right? With like Revivify.
Yes.
All right.
By the way, Dad, he doesn't have a time power anymore. What? You're not. This isn't a torture room or anything, is it? It's just for sanity checking.
Well, if he's belligerent or otherwise a problem, there should be bars in place.
That's true. Okay.
No,
just making sure it's not anything crazy.
Right. And of course, if you wish to do it differently, he's your kill.
Oh
capture.
no, I was just more. We were kind of just gonna leave him in your hands in case to observe. We can't really carry this guy around. He kept trying to punch us.
Let's find out what he's like after he comes back.
Oh yeah.
And those of you in the back, Cashmere, I assume, as usual, maybe Turner. I'm just guessing here. You would notice Parado is like, hey, you, yeah, like snapping his fingers and like trying to get as many people to form a wake behind you to witness this as he can.
Oh, to back us up, right? By the Will?
He was like the general guy at the other site, or is that someone else, or is he one of the people who went with us?
He's the uplifted seal who you met in that chamber and was like one of the main officers of the mules, but is like, hey, just so you guys know, there's a lot of people who don't like how Sosodala is doing things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right.
And he gives you like a knowing look, Cashmere, and like a smile, like, trust me. So you finally arrive.
Okay. As presumably Crim lays him down somewhere.
Yep.
Alex is going to reach into his pocket and grab a diamond. And he holds it up, casts the spell, and he's able to just brush it in his hand. And he lets go, and this diamond dust falls over General Orthiar. And he remains unconscious, but he returns to life.
There's this reversal of a death rattle. This, like, instead of a gasp and a stuttered breath that slowly fades as his organs fail, instead they reignite and things return to normalcy, and then his breathing eases. And now his gentle repose is truly a gentle repose.
Turner looks to Cashmere and then says, well, looks like both of our kills were undone.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
It's morbidly amusing that the only ones who saved from death are our enemies.
Crim idly mumbles, I remember when I breathed like that.
And then Alex will rest another hand on him and cast Cure Wounds.
Oh.
You're gonna say lightning bolt, but
He's just feeling very spiteful in this moment.
And then cast Revivify again.
okay.
That was my last diamond.
Right. Rejuvenated, he wakes
Wait,
up.
you have the time power now. Can that recreate Revivify?
I don't
No.
Can't,
Oh,
no.
God.
so
No, it has to be AoE.
Oh,
He-
man.
scoots back along the middle of the cell and stands up, like adjusts himself into a dignified posture, looking at all of you, and then says, "Oh, damn."
How
Did
are
you feel
you?
that, by the way?
No.
Well, how are
Quick.
you?
I hope
how-
that was your intent.
How are you
Yeah, it
feeling?
was. Good.
I am. What is this?
It's your home.
Well, I see no
don't know
reason I
that-
should talk to you.
Look, I don't know that I necessarily speak for everybody here, but definitely for some people here. I'm not interested in violence or killing people. I just want all of this insanity to stop.
Well, you've done well in deposing my position and winning that battle. Perhaps that will make it easier for you to achieve victory and make this all stop. I think it is foolish that you would resent and oppose the Koi Allegiance, who are the new ruler caste. The powers are greater than divine. It's such a foolish cause you've all devoted yourself to.
Crim snorts, greater than divine.
I mean, you may have been able to... I don't know how you... Clearly you have some divinity or other such powers in your arsenal. It is still less than those who can do what they can do. What I could do previously.
Now I've got your power.
He just punches you.
By the way, about that, thinking back to how you were, before you died, do you think you were acting a little unreasonably crazy or violent?
Huh.
Think back.
He notices all of you looking at him intently for this specific question. I've never been crazy. I acted as my privilege demanded. I did what was expected of me. But he does look introspective in an obvious way.
It was expected of you to just keep punching us while you were...
Clearly
Well, I mean, at least
outnumbered
you
and
seem a little
outmatched.
doubtful. Sorry, what was that you said, Doc?
Clearly outnumbered and
Yeah.
outmatched.
What
I'm not-
was it that made you so dedicated anyway? Why'd you care so much?
I am not prone to admitting defeat. This was my first.
Yeah, we got that in common.
So you just admitted defeat, is what you're saying?
Well, I'm in a jail of unknown location, and I recognize this man's profile, says indicating to Sosodola. So it is obvious I have been defeated.
Well,
Crim
that's our
will-
first step.
Yeah, silently, Crim will offer a copy of his notes of this specific observation to Soso and the others to contrast what his observations were just yesterday of how he was acting.
All the other staff looking over, start reading it. Soso looks at it, sees what he's reading, and just returns his gaze to the prisoner.
And that lends itself to an important question. What are you to the core allegiance now?
Well,
Oh yeah, he doesn't have time powers anymore.
I
That's
do not
awkward.
know if they will be able to reverse my timeline, if that's what... don't know exactly the specifics of that. They may need to be able to see me, or do their scrying abilities. But if they can do that, there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's nothing you can do to stop them. Until then, I will be a good little prisoner, won't I?
Reverse your timeline. Has anyone heard about that before? Crim looks at everyone else behind him, basically. Have we ever heard any rumors about this?
Wade looks sheepish.
We heard something about this, like about the promises made to them. Wasn't that like on the propaganda
Yeah.
in Karifi?
We saw it on
Yeah.
the poster.
We heard on the poster, but this is the first time that it's being said by like an official general this high up. It's
Yeah.
not just propaganda, maybe.
That's a good point. There's some quiet and like some mouth words to you exchanging, and basically you're told by the intelligence of the mules that it's something that they're wary of. They don't know how it works, and they have yet to see it to study it.
Cashmere will ask, so has that happened to you before? Like, did they already reverse your timeline?
This was my first defeat. Why would they reverse such successes as I have had?
Have they done it to anyone else in your ranks?
No, I don't know. I've been deployed in all my efforts at the blockade trenches there, east of Karifi.
Cashmere will lean over to Turner and like whisper to him. Do you think? I don't know how timelines work either, but do you think maybe he already has? Could you
Crim
like,
was
ask,
thinking the same thing.
could you ask him like a history question or something?
Yeah. How far back should I go?
Oh my God, what a nerdy answer.
I don't know. Just think of something. Anytime.
Where are you from? You can pick a random spot. It doesn't really matter.
I am from Ilio, Island of Dragons.
Okay. All right. He'll ask like he'll go as far back as the something that would have been known during the Outclassed invasion when the song made their journey there. Do you know about the tales of this or blah blah blah?
Yeah, he would answer appropriately. So
Okay.
be a bad citizen of Ilio if I didn't know our history.
Okay, he'll go just like maybe like a more recent development from when the brouhaha would have last been in those parts.
Yeah, he keeps answering appropriately. He would give you anything you wish to know of how he voluntarily joined the Allegiance once he understood that was how things were going to go, and if he did well enough, he would be. He came from a family of military people in Ilio, and so maybe he would be gifted powers, and then he showed his worth, and he was gifted a power. And it's all a coherent story.
You just say everything seems to check out.
Fair enough. And surely now, as a imprisoned, powerless, captured failure, you must know that you are more of a liability to the Allegiance than a help. That you aren't worth your own trouble. That you're worth better off dead to them than alive at this point.
I think not. I have great martial and mystical talents. They, I'm sure, have planned for me to... Well, perhaps not. He seems unsure.
I could rip a litany of secrets, military secrets from your throat right now. And even if I don't, how will the Allegiance ever know that? Here, amongst us, we are your only friends for how much we've been in conflict beforehand. Because we may not kill you. They certainly will.
Well, the specifics of their rewinding abilities will determine that finally. But for now, I will allow you to entreat with me and inquire of me whatever you wish, and I shall comply.
Okay.
So fine.
Well, I mean, they are different.
Was it so hard?
Reflecting on that, that time power really did make you go crazy.
Once
So,
you give me some space to think, I shall consider your assertions further.
well, let's start with the softball then. Where's the Mad Tyrant Scooter right now?
How should I know? Like I said, I've concerned myself with my goal for the last moon, really. He has visited
goal,
once during that time.
Is there any specific information that we, the party, need from him, or is this like a point where we could probably turn him over, or just kind of like get a general sense of like the lay of the land where he's from?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything specific. The stuff that we wanted to know, unless Cash wants to roll an insight to check if he's hiding something, he doesn't seem to know.
I can do that. Alongside that, I also have Cashmere ask, well, what was he like, Scroocha? And here's my insight roll for if he's lying or anything like that.
Okay. All right.
I will resolve that.
Wow.
God.
Okay. Sure. Whatever.
Perhaps you don't have a great angle.
You feel very cramped in this cell.
Yeah.
A little anxious being around all these people. Like,
Jesus.
That is
He's
200.
a barbarian. He's a glorious, cunning, unashamed man. Doesn't fit with the times, and for that he commands greater respect than I think he would otherwise. Someone who doesn't accept things as they are. Strives to make them better. Strives to make this world more ordered and in a way that befits these mysterious time powers and how they've organized themselves. So I follow him gladly. And you don't really know what his true thoughts on the matter are.
I suppose to ask another minor note. We could ask about the details of like the mines that were employed against us, the little bomb robots, like how far they are in development, how many are actually being manufactured, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, he says they've been the greatest invention of the Bright Minds in Stemroot Forest, and those that are working with the Allegiance. And there's so many of them, they're becoming like the main weapon. Their constructions are a closely guarded secret.
Foxtail bastards.
Stemroot has been seized.
That might be another pin to put in our little objective list.
Yeah, that might. Yeah, fucking up their advanced robotic supply chain. That might be a good idea.
Oh yeah, we could probably do a cyberpunk arc.
Yeah, we turn all the robots against them. We
All right, Crim's gonna learn on/off. I hope that's gonna be useful.
Oh yeah, we'd finally have a reason for that spell.
Yeah, I can't think of too many specific questions besides just like generic military details of like, all right, this battalion is here.
Yeah, he would tell you all, and Soso would pitch in, and some of his officers too would pitch in with pointed questions about forces, locations, how often we're being resupplied, by what means, blah blah blah. And they would also be okay.
During this, I would like to use detect thoughts on him.
Ooh,
Let
okay.
me know if you need me to give you or to heighten it.
Thoughts.
Well, I'm not doing any saving throws yet, but I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, this is just for the no save surface stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you probe deeper, just let me know.
You find, other than when he's focusing on what he is saying, he is intensely introspecting about his state of mind before the battle. And like, was I really this dead set on victory? Like, why did it matter so much to me? And like, was I really struggling like a caged beast when I was pinned and threatened? And he's kind of like really freaked out.
Oh wow.
I suppose. Go on.
No, mine is going to be more of a concluding thing, so you go.
Just a little personal question. I'm wondering, why do those who are powerless, who will never be powered, in your opinion, follow you? Is it simply wanting to be on the winning side? Opportunism?
You do not ask this question of me specifically, but I will tell you, there are many who want a more controlled and ordered boss. There are many who still do not buy into this sprouted era zeitgeist of diversity and coming together with equal parts good and bad, big and small, blah blah blah, who want someone who deserves to order, to be in a position where they can order. And while I do not believe these time powers are sacred, many do. Many, even among my ranks, believe they were. And some kind of divine right is at stake here, to be unrightfully seized by those who are just scrambling after it when they should not be. Of course, the messages we put out, our propaganda machine, is doing its part. But that is to convince those who need convincing. Those who already know the way do not need such messages pressed into them.
Well, you're right about one propaganda message. Death is an inconvenience. But we'll wait, you'll leave it at that.
But there are many who still buy into the promise of becoming koi, as I did, and there are success stories all around them. Why should they not believe if they perform well enough that they will not be rewarded?
I guess on some level I get where you're coming from, but well, I could give my arguments on why I think this is a bad idea, and I'm sure you've heard all of them a million times before. Guess I'll just... I'm not going to be able to just convince people to fork over their freedom and their agency. And in the meantime, any kind of lust for power always makes us the worst version of ourselves, doesn't it?
He looks like he's about to give some off-the-cuff response and then considers. A worse version? Might you elaborate? Alex, please. Curious.
We're all complicated, multifaceted people. It's not like there's just a single trait that fully defines a person, right? But when you get consumed by trying to attain power, or some other goal takes over you, you stop being that multifaceted, complex individual. Not entirely, but it's those worst parts of you that start to take over.
He holds your gaze, and you gain resolve. And he actually starts to cry. Like falls back against the wall as if struck. Says, "My God, you're right. I never even..." And he can't keep talking. Seems like he's had a great revelation.
Yeah, what gives a little impressed brow.
Is it that? He's like, wow, no further questions. Crim glances at the others to see how the crowd's reacting to this. Have they ever seen someone relieved of their time powers?
Yeah.
Just
A lot of thoughtful expressions. You feel like if you had looked back a couple minutes ago, there would have a lot of just a lot of hatred of the enemy. Now it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Let's take some time to refresh here. I think maybe he needs a rest after the whiplash of life and everything else.
Fair enough.
So yeah. All right, everyone, clear out, please. Give him some space. He's provided us much, and we want to reward that. Everyone does.
Should we go somewhere to talk?
Works for me.
Yeah, he's lost in his thoughts too. But oh yes, of course. So let's go. Turns left, turns right. Parado looks a little upset, like he wanted to say something, but the moment was taken from him. But you see him spreading messages nonetheless, and then he falls away. And then it's just you, So, and a couple of others.
Turner will kind of will point a finger at him, and then ask if there's any message you're trying to get out, just let us know what we need to do to give the opportunity.
Yes. Oh hey, thank you. Just trying to help you out. I want to make sure they understand that powers were at play and there was no insanity, like it also would have people think. And as you all saw, as they all saw, the reason he was very different. I want to make them understand that he is very different now that the power is gone.
Then why don't you stay with us? We need an alibi.
All right. He catches back up with you. You find yourself in another different bunker, home with a few more refreshments and better lighting. Still like pipe smoke smell in the air from the last meeting. Some simple stools and tables and benches. So this is an interesting outcome, isn't it? But very, very good intelligence. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Um,
Crim smiles nervously. His heart is pounding in his chest.
Yeah.
Having the actual fight.
Good speech, Alex.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be that dramatic. I thought he'd be a little more stubborn, but it just went right away.
He was really not comfortable with what he'd been turned into.
He'd been using his powers near constantly. I guess so. At some point, I guess it takes possession of you.
We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah. This will be
So-
an interesting one for my logs.
Because he wanted it to take possession of him.
Or didn't care,
That's-
one or the other.
Or he didn't know. They don't all have as intimate of knowledge as we do.
well,
Yeah,
so-
you seem a little pensive, more than usual. Everything all right?
Yes, when you told me what had happened, Parado told me he was very different, of course, as we would expect. Before he was robbed of his time power. I didn't expect him to be so... Well, I didn't expect him to be like that. You know, a general, one of the most trusted and close to Scroocha. I mean, sure, he believed in the message of the Allegiance, and he joined them voluntarily. Absolutely filthy man. But he was, he looks at Alex, multifaceted.
He said it,
I
and powers do it as well, but I think... I mean, is war really that different than time powers in the sense of just bringing out the worst in everybody?
I've learned the hard way that we are defined by the worst of ourselves. And
I don't agree with that.
I think weight means in how others see them.
Well,
To be honest, sorry.
I am not sure what to say. We all must process not only the intelligence of the interrogation, but also the other part of it.
Well,
The other
what I
part-
can tell you is that I don't think this would have been possible without the combined efforts of the mules and in concert.
That's true.
Feathers puff out a little bit, eyes get subtly bigger. Maybe you wouldn't notice these things if you weren't used to Crim's body language. Not that he has feathers. I'm very glad they chose to help you. Parado butts in. They were integral, sir. Anyone would tell you that who was there at the mission at the vaults as well as the front lines. And what happened there, he looks like Sad Eyes, Turner, and Alex, will not be able to be suppressed. There is new information about how these powers affect or do not affect people.
We wouldn't have come here if we weren't ready to let the He kind of looks to both Wade and Cole, the cat out of the bag.
Haha.
Dad, two things. First, you and Mom kind of reacted the same. I contacted Mom in a dream and told her about this, and she got she kind of responded the same way as you did. Guarded, trying to keep it together, cordial, but clearly wanting to stick with what's comfortable, stick with what you think is right. But I think for both of you, we might have some news that's gonna shatter that. I'm sorry for lying to you about one tiny detail.
Tell me the news, come on, please. I can't take stresses like this.
I'm gay.
Oh, I know.
I wanted a dragon grandson. How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I couldn't resist either. If no one objects, Crim will give Soso the notes that include themselves.
Alex
one
gives a
subjects?
small nod of approval.
Dad, I left out one page from my notes. Here you go.
He reads through it and lets out a completely feral patoo noise, like a like a surprise. And he just like turns around and keeps reading it, like vibrating, and then just throws it on the ground. I left Midomi Ray. Well, I left her behind on my warpath. And I made some very firm decisions on how things had to be for those opposing the allegiance. And this is not compatible. It
If I may.
seems... What?
Go ahead.
It
I
seems
think-
this... Oh, you go ahead.
Yeah, what?
Crim is
Sorry,
shrinking like he looks like he's being scolded. But yeah, continue.
Go, Doc, sorry.
I think you acted what seemed to be the best way based on the information you had available. I mean, we have clearly seen that these powers are incredibly dangerous and very capable of completely changing how a person acts. But I
Right.
think you also acted with incomplete information. I look to you like the kind of person who's gone mad with power. Do any of us?
No. You're all of... Oh, my... It's not just madness. I've read all the cases, and yes, I've seen what I wanted to see, perhaps, early on. I've tried to be more open-minded. The gods know how open-minded everyone else is being around me. But it's not just evil. The world isn't like that. People can be messed up by them in different ways, and perhaps yours is you're overly considerate or empathetic. I mean, that could be a problem, right? Am I alone in this?
Actually,
No.
you might be right. There was that one person who was kind of who wanted nothing but to help people, and that kind of got overtaken as well. It just
That's true.
amplifies you if you overuse it.
But you all are a team, and you have been, told me my son knows. Yeah, many moons already. You've watched each other, you've done the checks and the balances, and I assume you've determined that none of you has drastically changed.
Isn't that what the mules do for each other already? You're a team. If there's anyone who'd be good at checks and balances of moderation of their powers, you guys are got a head start already. Wouldn't this just be a change in policy?
I don't know if the mules can survive like this without founding principles. The people who come to the mules are strong-willed, lawful people, the angry and the wronged and the warriors, and if we're instead just a force to violently oppose the allegiance, I'm not sure what that will do to their mindset.
Not
You need policies, right? Instead of a restriction of 0 uses per fight, maybe it's 0.5 uses per fight.
Yeah, the concept of mutual accountability.
He starts blathering on in logistical fashion about slippery slopes and statistics and, oh, how hard will that be to enforce, blah, blah, blah. But you can tell that he's already admitted defeat, and he's just sort of saying things aloud that he's already gone over in his own head or when he's showering. It's like, oh,
There's something
Despite this, Crim's kind of like nodding along earnestly. He's following it well. He seems to know when his dad's a little wound up and needs to just jibber jabber about his thoughts. So Crim's more comfortable now as he nods along and lets him process as he does.
if there's something that both organizations had to learn over these last few days is each of you had to make some compromises or concessions. They had to help us, knowing that it would lead to more violence. And the more tools that we have at our disposal, the quicker we can end the violence.
yes. I don't hate them, of course, like some do. How could I? But to work with them, like they worked with you, is that what you want?
We understand that it's probably going to be a little awkward for mules and in concert to work directly for most things, aside from maybe sharing information and stuff, but we're kind of gathering up some folks who kind of want to do more intermediary things, and that might be a good starting point. We can see from there.
I think part of the problem might have been the drastic differences in mindset and goals between the two organizations. If there's a little more flexibility on both ends, I mean, again, it's not just individuals, organizations are complex. There's different people with different goals. I'm sure some people in here, given the option, would be more inclined to think a little more similarly to In Concert, and there are some people in Concert who would be inclined to think a little more similarly to the mules. Get those kinds of people working together, and I would like to think our results speak for themselves.
Oh, you're quite right. I was able to build this organization with absolutism rather than this nuance you describe, Alex. I needed to match his sword swing with our own to parry it, and that's what rallied the people, but the time for that, I suppose, is gone, and this is a new phase of the war where people like yourselves use these powers and I hope, are still yourselves, and that's, I guess, where the evidence is leading. He looks at Parado, who just has a small but respectful smirk.
So salty.
For what it's worth, the conviction and strength of will that you all have is still necessary.
If anything,
It's not as though you're
best one to trust.
suddenly transforming into an entirely different organization. I think many aspects of what made the mules are still needed.
Truth be told, if we had the privilege, I think I would still choose your approach, but War has made us choose.
Yes.
And
Oh, believe me, I know that. Well, if you arrange some meeting, as if between dignitaries, I could attend, and I will publicly make an appearance and voice my consent for this new style. I think that will suffice for your aims.
yeah, but just I don't want you to feel like everything that you had built up was like entirely wrong. For what you knew, you probably saved a lot of people from getting corrupted. That's valuable. You need to remember a lot of those principles because, I mean, even if you go from 0 to 0.5, that 0 is important. It's really important. We've had some close
Yeah.
calls.
We're
Grim
not
gestures to the
saying
logs.
we're not saying to just use these powers willy-nilly. They need to be reined in and used with a lot of caution and restraint.
Even change up who's holding them if you need to.
Good idea.
Share the burden.
All right. Let's talk about logistics then. My favorite, logistics.
Of course. I'm out of culture, I see.
Failed thumbs. Seem happy.
And we just ask you, like, okay, what are we talking here? Are there any missions you guys are working to have both of us help with, or should we just first meet up in some designated new location? Should we move closer to Karifi?
How easily can they just pack up and move?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, how easily... First of all, how risky is it to go and set up shop in Karifi when Karifi is basically a stronghold for
The Legion.
the Allegiance, more or less. Like, they're right
Allegiance.
next to...
Brad.
Like, Brad is right there. And then Crim also mentions, by the way, did you know about the bombs that they're making all the way in Stem Root? Like, you guys are, like, right next to them, and that's kind of scary. And stuff
Bombs?
like that.
Yeah. He replies, yeah, he's like, they're aware that a lot of their production is coming from Stem Root.
Center of industry.
But not as aware as in concert.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like Terry would say, that might be, a good spot to for you guys to collaborate.
Yeah. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, if it's
Get
just
down.
messing up supply chains, that won't involve killing people, mostly.
Okay, so what do you... I could have them suggest things, unless you had something specific in mind.
Crim, I believe the suggestions that we were going to do first was we were going to talk with In Concert after this to discuss the issue with do they happen to have a mission on the docket for the boats that I believe have like extra supplies and valuables that they wanted disrupted? We were going to aim for that next. If they had any plans for that, we were probably going to be tackling that next.
He would say that they have naval superiority in Elithan Bay, which would otherwise be an avenue to assault, he says, the Time Wall directly. But you gather his approach is like, we need more ships, we need more people, kill, kill, kill. Whereas that sounds a little different from what In Concert had in mind.
In Concert was more sabotage of their supply chains and like precision, right?
Yeah, and they were telling you something about a missing ship that was important. We didn't go too much into details.
We'll be going to discussing with In Concert about the details, and we can probably synthesize between the two the master plan.
Okay. Unless you guys were Well, I don't know if you wanted to be involved in that, or if you were going to go south, as it were, like a
Yeah,
duck.
we have so many choices to make here.
We might want more information about the mission, what it will entail.
We ultimately selected 2. We did 1. Now we can check the mission info for this boat one, and if it seems like it'd be very worthwhile, that'd be good. And by the time we finish that, we'll also hear the results of the propaganda disruption.
Okay.
And then from there, definitely heading south to figure out what the hell is going on with Scrooge's old hometown. That is going to be very relevant. And after that, well, we don't know after that. We're gonna have to decide after that.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'd recommend hitting up in concert to get that started.
Would
Intel rolling.
So
would he want to come with us to have a meeting with his ex-wife?
yeah, somewhat related. Crim will try to figure out what's the logistics on arranging a dignitary meeting, so to speak? Because technically, In Concert doesn't even know about this proposal yet. Do we ask first? Do we have a surprise party? Hey, here's your ex. You know, that kind of.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh no, I'm not ready for that."
I'm
He
not
seems
ready
very
for that.
embarrassed about the prospect of meeting his ex-wife / leader of In Concert. One of the two. You know,
Turner will ask him, do you want to send someone in your stead?
We get couples canceling.
He would. So yes, couples counseling. That's what I need. So he'd be like, "No, first, it'd probably be a better idea for you to spread this information. You know, make them apprised of modern gains on the new mules and stuff, and then maybe see what they want to do. And then if they agree, maybe working together would be smarter."
We're not
then arrange a
smart,
meeting
we're
at that point.
strong.
Yeah, it sounds like. Alright, so we have So-So on board. In Concert's going to be trickier now, because that one's way more emotional. Have to think. But yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Does anyone else have anything to add to that?
I'm good with the plan.
So it sounds like our first step then is we teleport back and start marching.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did one small thing. That's all right.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah. As this discussion's happening, Wade's been kind of quiet. He gives a little wry smile to Alex. At the risk of igniting an old debate, Alex, you mentioned the word complicated. Truth be told, I think I hate that word. In my experience, it's been an excuse to excuse malicious actions, lack of judgment. I didn't act poorly. I didn't act out of anger. I was complicated. I had my reasons. It becomes a shield. And no matter how complicated people think they are, I think the decisions they make are far more simple than they think they are. If I go to the tavern next door, drink a gallon of ale, take my bottle and bash it into the head of the person next to me, was I complicated? Was I controlled by that drink? No, I chose to drink it. I chose to mess with what I didn't understand. Because it felt good.
Well, maybe, but that doesn't really change the practicalities of he's normal now and we can get something useful out of it, and yes, maybe after this war is over he can face his crimes as people say, but I don't think just because they used to be like that, they ought to still be treated like a monster, you know? Like, yeah, they should face their crimes, they should see justice, but you know, you can be cordial to them.
Of course.
Wade, with all due respect, it almost feels like you're always having, forgive me for saying, but like a one-sided argument with yourself here. We're not even
told, yes.
We're not even trying to. I don't think any of us are trying to spare Scrooge if it comes down to us or him, or set him free.
It's not just Scroocha, it's the man bawling his eyes out next door, who got God knows how many of our forces killed. And of course, as Crim says, yes, we should take all of his actions into account, but I don't want folks to look at his crying eyes and be too swayed, to be honest.
Well, wait, if after Mamelon, if you were just thrown into the slammer for the rest of your life, you wouldn't have been here helping us, and our jobs would have been a lot more difficult, if not impossible.
Sometimes I think of how things would have been if that day changed. I think I'd be worse, but I don't think the world would be.
Well,
Get where you're coming from. My priority, though, rather than making individual people suffer for what they've done wrong, deserve it though they may, is getting all of this to stop.
Of course.
What do you think is more useful? A dead man or a man who realizes what he did wrong and is maybe willing to try to help stop that wrong from spreading further?
Well, I guess that depends on the viewpoint of the next man who's going to do the same thing. When they see a dead man, or they see one who's been forgiven, or at least has the chance to be. That philosophy, as nice as it does nothing to deter.
Well, our
And,
policy.
Go on.
Our policy is not catch and release.
Forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean telling somebody that it's okay and that what they did isn't wrong. It's not excusing actions, it's choosing not to bear a grudge.
Yeah.
It's as much for you as anybody else.
I get what you're saying, but like Turner's implying, he's in the slammer. He's on his knees. Like, people aren't gonna have pity on him, I think.
I saw a decent amount of pity there.
well, it's more surprise and a little bit of pity. I wasn't expecting him to, well, punish himself, so to speak. He's already in anguish. Obviously, there needs to be more practical stuff than that, but I don't know. If everyone went around the world never forgiving anyone for what some wrongness happened to them, nobody would cooperate. Everyone's wronged someone one way or another, and you just learn to move past it. This is a very extreme version of it, but if we spend all of our time after this war is over just punishing every single person who was caught up in the time craze, I don't think Bose will be better off for that. We need to stop the people who coordinated it, for sure. Make sure they see justice, but there comes a point where the best punishment is giving them the opportunity to right what was wrong. I don't know. We're going to need a lot of help to rebuild Bose after this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're asking about forgiveness. My forgiveness is different from your forgiveness. I mean, you can forgive him. I don't have to. I can just leave. Leave him alone. Does that really change anything?
I suppose not. Well, I agree on aspects of pragmatics. I just think we need to be careful who's left in charge by the end of all of this.
Well, sure.
This organization that we face is rotten to the core in its philosophy. And you say, Crim, that if we go around punishing everybody at the end, that will accomplish nothing. But I think we cannot allow, if we imprison the colonels, the majors are left. Majors who serve time in the core allegiance, who still held our philosophy, who still lead, who still influence society.
Yeah, I've been
Sure,
wondering that
but-
too. Who's going to be the leader at the end of all this? Is it going to be a trial? Is it going to be executions? Is it just going to be all as well? It's gonna be crazy.
Well, I guess for one, we'd probably just, find whoever was the leader before and who their successor ought to have been, or whatever, if they're dead. Try to get things back to how things used to be before they were unjustly usurped, I guess.
I don't think this council is going to decide the future of every single region on Bose.
I think the punishment is for the wrong person here. Not we shouldn't punish them, but the lesson isn't for them. It's for who comes after. You know?
Yeah.
And if we do not punish, if we do not have the overwhelming power to put everyone to law, then they will grow up telling their kids that they were the one wronged. This will not be an end of the conflict. It will be a 20-year truce at best.
Well,
Because the
time powers, I don't think there'll be much of a reason to worry about the truce.
But free, bitter people will still be out there, and that rot will still be there.
And who's gonna have the time powers? The people who are angry because their parents were
No
killed or
one.
whatever. They're gonna go after them.
Hopefully nobody.
They won't be here.
I'll admit this argument has become circular. I thank you all for indulging me on it.
You always seem very convinced of yourself to not forgive yourself, Wade.
But I don't think it's all just about me, at least not on this.
It seems to always be relevant, though. That seems to be what drives you to never want to forgive the other people. I think you see them in you.
Oh, just call me a subject matter expert, Crim.
Dude's messed up pretty hard, yeah.
But I don't want to make this about me.
That laugh was out of character.
As hypocritical as that is.
Well, here, Wade. Tell you what. I can forgive you. Totally. I can't forgive Scroocha. That's not going to change.
That's what I'm asking for.
Can you forgive General Badger Man? Cashmere?
I'll get back to you on that. How about that?
Can you forgive the lieutenant?
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Well, I have an answer to that, at least. Same answer that I gave with the guy who was giving out the faulty cures for everybody.
Oh yeah.
I'm not the person to ask. I'm not the person they need to get forgiveness from.
Look,
If you want my answer... Oh.
It took me most of my life to forgive a lot of people I knew. It's not... I don't know. I just decided as it comes. How about that?
Mhm.
I'm not the guy who's going to be controlling everything after this. I'm just... Cashmere.
The messenger. So, the person they would need to ask Turner or Alex, the judge, the jury.
But they wronged.
Yeah.
If you ask me, if I want to be practical about it, I think I'd forgive the general, hypothetically, if his feelings now... What?
No one said anything.
Oh, the bugle's thing lit up. I thought he said something.
Oh,
I know.
I'd forgive him, hypothetically, if it turns out that how he's feeling now is not only true, but he takes action to right the wrong. He works with the mules, he becomes a force to take down the Allegiance, and when it's all over, I don't know, helps build the communities back. You can't... well, I guess you can. You can't always bring back the people who were killed, but you can at least make the people still alive have some future left. I don't know, I don't see a world where it'll be good to just hate them forever if they're actually trying to do better now. Now that they know better, now that they've seen better. There are other ways. May not seem like justice, but it's more right.
What's to
Maybe
say?
it is. Maybe we will need to punish the people who joined the Koi allegiance, but the form that punishment takes could vary. Could be, again,
Already
helping
started.
rebuild, things like that.
I look forward to the day, says Cole.
And
No.
what's to say that the ones that did come back to life were the most powerful ones that tried to wrong us?
And as you prepare your spells to travel to in concert, Cole says something funny and everyone laughs and then the credits roll.
Ah.
Yay!
We made it.
Oh man.
The biggest accomplishment this session was somehow convincing So to like
talk to his wife.
nudge himself just a smidge.
Oh,
And
man.
we made it. And
We
it's
did
slowly
make it.
dawning on me that in concert is going to be the harder one to crack.
Do you think so? Guess we'll see.
I think so.
I think, yeah,
I
I'm
was-
glad this end of session talk kind of happened because it's organic foreshadowing toward. I wonder how this is all gonna go at the end of the campaign.
Mm.
We need Nuremberg, guys.
I know. You told me in session 0.
It was totally a fucking Nuremberg. What the hell?
What's the session 0? I think it was like midway. But anyway, so.
Well, not
Well,
Nuremberg
yeah,
because
well-
we didn't know it was gonna be like this. But I think you told me you wanted. Let me find it.
You wanted a Nuremberg trial.
We have Nuremberg trials in this campaign. No, I don't know if I can find it, but it was like I want there to be because in Boast 1 there wasn't a whole lot of aftermath of.
Oh
war
yeah, yeah.
discussion.
I see.
You wanted to
Gotcha.
explore the aftermath and like, okay, how are things actually decided?
Gotcha.
Guess we'll have time to figure
Yeah.
that out.
Nuremberg/Tokyo trial.
I recently made a
made-
section of my planning document called the final act, and I have a bullet point here. It's called Nuremberg trials.
Oh god.
Well,
But,
Scrooge is for sure in, and then we're gonna have to figure out from there. We don't know actually a whole lot of big names aside from this general,
Yeah.
and for all we know, this general might, depending on what he does, he might get off lightly, if only because if he winds up fighting alongside us, from sheer guilt, that would be an interesting wrinkle, wouldn't it?
There'll definitely be some other wrinkles before we get to those trials.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
There
thanks.
are plenty of wrinkles still. We haven't even figured out Scrooge's weakness yet. By the way, a small theory that I'm going to bring out before stream ends.
Okay.
Have it
Oh, you
on
wanna say it
record.
stream?
My
Okay.
theory is that the visions we've been having are related to the timeline rewind thing. Because the visions we've had always jerk us back into position when we stray too far. But there might have been an effect, we don't know for sure yet. But more importantly, there was an allusion to what Scrooge told Wade, I believe, that you can't change things too substantially or the timeline of Bose will not be able to handle it. I think that might be an allusion to when we go too far in the scene and it snaps us back into place. That's my theory. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I think
Wait.
you're right about that.
Well, before I close off stream, I'll just highlight Burbs' comment. Your Honor, my client didn't intend to commit war crimes. He intended to aura farm.
That's a fair defense.
All right. Well, we should be back to a normal time for the next, at the very least, couple of months. So we'll see you guys back here Thursday at the same time, or not the same
Cole can
time,
make
but
the
at the
same
normal
defense.
time.
That's Cole's
Same.
defense as well.
Yeah.
All right. Take care.
That's good. Appreciate it.
Bye.